Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everybody doing? Nikki, I know I read that, Nikki. Thanks for stopping by if you're listening. Brock, how you doing? Tom, Aaron, Daniel, Tommy J. I think that's it. Only 9 people here. So nice and quiet this morning. Um, let's see. Let me put my glasses. There we go. Now I can see. Hey, Raymond, how you doing? Alaska John, how are you doing? From Chile, Alaska, I imagine. I don't know. Sometimes I kind of wish for one cool day. Although it's starting to cool down here in Surin. We're going to have what I consider the nicest weather in Thailand, pretty much. I imagine up in the mountains, it probably like Chiang Mai and stuff like that up high, which I've never been. But in Surin, it'll start topping out 85 during the day, and it'll damn near get to 69, 70 degrees um, in the mornings, maybe a little cooler. So it's a nice time in Surin. Hey, Black Sheep, how you doing? Hey, Tom, morning. But yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to that weather a little bit. I want to get a. It's been raining here quite a bit, and I think pretty much all around Thailand. I know that they've shown flooding in Phuket and then all over, basically, in Pattaya. And it did here too. The other day, one of the streets on one side, anyway, they've got most of Surin pretty much taken care of as far as drainage and stuff. They have some more work to do, but they're doing it all. I mean, every time I go any place here in Thailand, they're doing some kind of road construction, putting in some kind of runoff sewers, something. They're doing a lot of work on the roads. I got no complaints. A couple of roads I've been on the scooter ride and stuff that I went. Actually, the worst one out of the whole thing was that 11 and a half hour ride home from Pachuap. The last hour and a half, and I forget what highway it was, and it was Google took me off. It wasn't even supposed to. I wasn't even supposed to go that way, but the road was pretty messed up. But like I said, they work on them all the time. It was 99 today. I don't know what it's. Let's see what it says it's going to be. Raymond here. Let me look. Heavy rain warnings. 78 degrees right now. What's the high? High of 82. They said the low was 74, and it looks pretty constant for the next few days. And it's showing rain 50 to 80% over the next 2 weeks. But it's a rainy season. What are you going to do? But hey, Robert, how you doing? Good morning to you. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't mind so much. I mean, I felt kind of bad. We went out last night and picked up the last of the fish that we ordered and put those in, treated them, and put them in the pond last night late. The bus got in at like 6:30, 7 o'clock. And then this morning, my wife took, if you guys watched that ceremony, I forgot how to pronounce the name already. The aunts and her daughter and grandson that came from Ubon, my wife took them back to the bus stop to go back to Ubon this morning. It was interesting, and my wife was the one that found me that while she was talking in there, if you guys have watched it, the scrolling of what it actually means. Because a lot of the times when I've done that stuff in the past, people have said it'd be interesting to know exactly what is happening, like in the Thai dance, excuse me, and stuff like that, which it is good. And so she gave me that, so I did that overlay scrolling down as she was talking, and it actually, I think it worked out pretty good. But it interests me that stuff, all the culture and everything of Thailand, the people, and my wife. I'd like to learn a little bit more about Buddhist. I don't know that much about them. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Mark's saying to everybody in wet Bangkok. I think it's wet pretty much across most of Thailand right now. I know I bought a couple of. How much were they? Let me see. on the koi ponds, it's really interesting. I can't really 100% depend on what I'm going to show you, that which is basically a pH meter. It does ppm of solids and stuff, and salt content in the pond, and it's a continuous read. I put one on the big pond about I guess it's been about a week ago. I got two more of them right here that are still wrapped up. One will be for that front pond, and one will be for the one right out here, and it'll be for the main pond and all that. But it's really interesting. I'm see if I can at least show you the. It's a program or an app or whatever. It's got the meter itself is just a meter. It's got three probes, temperature also, and it shows. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it or not. It gives me, this is the the temperature, and then it gives me the pH, and then when also on the pH on all of them, you can go ahead and hit a program. You can schedule in a high alarm and a low alarm. You can do that with temperature also, with everything, salinity, everything. And then it also gives you a graph over a week, over a month, over a day, what kind of fluctuations, because you will get a fluctuation in pH depending on how much algae and stuff you have in your pond. You'll get a drop in pH during the nighttime. And why that's important, because if you don't have enough, and you guys probably don't care, if you don't have enough KH and GH, hardness and calcium in the water, everything feeds off of when I put baking soda in the pond every week, and you keep that KH at a certain level because the bacteria eat it. Everybody feeds off of that, and what happens is when that KH goes away and you don't. That's why I have oyster shells in there now too. They'll start to dissolve and it'll really stabilize the pH. The koi will take a big difference in pH from 7 to 9, no problem. But it has to be steady 7, steady 7.5, steady 8, steady 8.5. As long as it's steady, their body will adjust to it. But when you get big fluctuations is when you got a problem. And what happens when that KH goes away, they'll start eating pH. So the pH will drop. That's why a lot of people they'll look and all their fish died and they had a pH crash. And once it gets down to that 5, pretty much kills everything, including your bacteria. So it's not a good thing. So anyway, there's my rant on koi this morning. I know half of you aren't really interested in that, but you're saying hi to one another anyway. Hey, Yads, how you doing? Glad you could come. I appreciate stopping by. Ralph, thank you for coming and watching. Everybody's saying good night and hello to everybody. So anyway, I'm probably going to start the cousin hasn't showed up in pretty much this whole week, and it's been raining, so I'm imagining he just decided to not come. But anyway, as soon as he gets here, I showed him it. I just showed him the layout that I wanted and how I wanted to build the front pond, which will basically be close to what we're going to build the pool and the koi pond. Except this one will be probably single walled on one side. Anyway, it'll be close to the same. It'll be doubled because what we're going to do is put a slab down, a block, and out of the slab steel, and then on the outside of that steel so that there's 2 blocks running around and a gap yay big in between them with the steel coming out of the concrete, and then we'll fill that in. So the walls will actually be, probably 18, 20 inches, 20 inches across. So I want to get started on that, but it would be nice. What's Mark saying? Hello, thunderstorm overnight. Looks like rain to stay, but give me a rain Thailand over the rain in Melbourne any day. Yeah, I agree with that. Hey, Les, how you doing? Hey, if you guys aren't subscribed, Les did a really good live stream yesterday, right, Les? And he's got a good attitude. I like Les a lot. He's a good dude, and he's got a good outlook on stuff. And he's like me. I mean, I don't want to be negative or whatever, but I'm going to tell you exactly what's on my mind, and I think that's what I like about Les the most. He gives it to you the way that he feels, and as it should be. There's no reason to try to hide anything. I mean, here it is. So if you guys aren't subscribed, subscribe, and if you can catch that live stream that he did, and I don't know how I had to bail out after a little while, but I think it went over 2 hours or something, right? Less, maybe more. I didn't check it and go back and watch it. What I will try to do, but I did catch that first part of it. But he does, yeah, and he's got good content. Les is a good guy and informative content. Retired and living the dream. Missed the live stream yesterday, but I was busy. If you get a chance, Mark, sincerely, it's a good one. Anybody that's here, subscribe to Les and watch his content. Got good content. Hour and a half, cool. That's perfect. I think that's what most of these that I do. Sometimes they go an hour and I've had enough, and sometimes they go 3 hours. So it's kind of as you get on a roll, I can usually tell when I've pretty much talked or ranted myself out. So, but it was really good. I really liked it. Hey Jay, how you doing? Glad you could make it. Question: fish pond, 2 blocks, concrete in the middle. Is that for not so much thermal as strength? I just want to make sure that because it's going to be a meter above grade or so. I haven't decided whether I'm going to. I think it's going to be a meter above grade and about a meter below. I'd actually like to go deeper than a meter below. I'd like to make it, 2.5 meters deep. The deeper, the better. But it'll probably be 2 meters. But mainly for strength, I guess. The pool, I'm going to do the same way. I think block is so cheap, and I'm really curious to see how much these projects are going to cost. The one house deal, I am going to get a price like Joe from Gift and Foreigner Joe's channel had suggested a couple of live streams ago about getting prices, which I think is a good idea. I'm going to probably get prices on all three, on the plunge pool and the pond and and building the building, because we still haven't ordered it, but I want to get it ordered because I'm being kind of selfish, but that's that's going to be my hangout. I lost the room that is right out here downstairs. I had originally anticipated to be my area for this and whatever I wanted, my iRacing and all that kind of stuff. It's now going to be that, although it will have a bathroom, air conditioning. I'm going to put one of those, like I said, those beds that fold up into the wall, and a couch and a 55-inch TV, and then my desk along one area. And then if somebody does come, they can have a little bit of privacy, instead of staying in here upstairs or something. So it'll be nice. I'm looking forward to it. Plus, we're not losing any space. On the top of that, I'm still going to have a 3 meter by 4 meter, observation deck or whatever it's going to be. Looking down into the pond, have it half covered, have a barbecue, full wet bar, place to sit, tables, both in and out of the cover. And it should be nice. Put in a misting system so you can sit up there. Because I'm not big on, the plunge pool is going to be completely covered, solid covered. And the pond will have a pergola type deal with, I'm probably going to do shade cloth, 80% or so. So 20% gets through. But if I'm out in the plunge pool, I don't want to sit there with it beating down on me. Or you can go in when it's raining, even though you go in the pool when it's raining anyway. But it ought to be nice. The backyard is going to be, when all this stuff is done, is going to look like 5 pounds or 10 pounds of stuff in a 5-pound bag, but it'll be okay. I think it'll be nice. Yeah, man cave. And I asked my wife, I said, am I being selfish or, because she had plans of maybe we'll do this, maybe we'll do that. Because originally we were going to put that there kind of to have a big table, kind of like what Chuck has, and invite the aunts and the uncles that live here, once a week, whatever, for dinner. But we could still do that, folded tables, just throw them out. And because really around here, we'd maybe get me, Nitnoy, my mother-in-law, father-in-law, maybe 4 or 5 people. So the most maybe 10 people. So it wouldn't be too bad. But I asked her, am I being, and I just saw that. Hey, JJ, how you doing? Thanks for coming. If I'm being selfish, she said, no, you should have something. So she always looks out for me. But let's see. Hey, John, how you doing? Everything's going good. How are you? Hey, Peter, how are you? And Nanette's here. How are you, Nanette? You guys aren't subscribed to any of these channels. Any of these people that are here are all good people. If they have channels, I'm sure that somebody will put up some links and stuff. By all means, subscribe and ring the little bell, and you'll get notified. And they're all upbeat, good channels. Like I said, I'm more into now than maybe I was a while back. But family stuff, kids, wholesome type stuff, away from the drama and all that. And all these channels are that way, like Danette's or Yads or all these. They do karaoke. They have a lot of subjects that are very interesting. I know that Bobby frequents them a lot and goes on their panels, and Bobby's a good guy too. I haven't seen him in a while, but I think he's been busy. Hey, Carl, how you doing? But if you're not, like I said, subscribe to them. They wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't be talking about them if they weren't, if I didn't think they were good, the good ones. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. And they do too. And like I said, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe to people. And the reason that I say that a lot is because when I first started YouTube, I didn't know, well, if I subscribe, are they going to charge me $10 or, what's going to happen? Am I going to have to pay? If it's a membership or something like that, which I do have some content coming out for the members. So be watching for the next 2 or 3 days. I'll be putting something out. But for and most of them are 99 cents or $1.99 a month, and basically to support the channel, then you have to pay. But for subscribing, it's $0, free. You can either ring or not ring the bell. I ring the bell because I'll get notified when Nanette goes live or has a video out, or any of them. But if you've got, like I know Mitch has 5,000 channels, and if he had the bell rung on all of them, all he would do is be hearing notifications. So you can judge it on that. But subscribing helps their channel, grow. And most of the gals, at least I know in the Philippines, and the people there are doing this to make a little extra dough. So I'm doing it because I like to do it. But in that case, like I said, if you support them and you like them, then you can, become a member or donate to them or whatever you want to do. It's up to you. But up to that point, it doesn't cost anything, and it still helps our channel. So there's my rant on that today. YouTube is a mine of information. Every time, Les, that I've tried, like we have my wife had before I got her the new Jeep, and it's my car now, is a 2008 Saturn View. It's the first year of that the new body style of the SUV. Give me a car, give me a 69 Camaro or a 70 Chevelle or Fords or Mustang, a Mach 1. Back in the day when you opened the frickin' hood and there was a carburetor the distributor was either in the back or in the front, and had point. I mean, everything was right there, and I'm fine. I opened the hood on the Saturn and went, when I bought that Saturn, I bought it from kind of a friend, and I said, I know that these these extended warranty deals are kind of a scam. And he said, you know what, 99% of the time they are. But he said, on this Saturn, it has 6 or 7 computers, and they're like $3 or $4 grand a piece if they go out. So he said, I would suggest you do get it. So I did. But I have no clue. I opened it up there. Nothing. I don't know where anything is. There's nothing that looks like a carburetor. And now everything's fuel injected. And anyway, so that's my rant on new cars. But I do still have that car. In fact, it's sitting in my mom's. Now it's going to be 2 or 3 years behind on registration because the car is still in my wife's name. So I can register it, or I could change it, or I could do whatever I wanted to, I guess. But I didn't. But you can't just send in, or I can't just send in something to get it registered. I have to have the registration in my hand and actually go to DMV, or at least this is what they told me. And then they will register it to anybody. My mom could take it, I guess, but I don't want to burden my mom. So it's going to cost me like $800 or $900. I think the 2000 Saturn's probably worth $3 grand or something. But anyway, it's a good car. So I got to do that when I get back. Probably put new tires on it now. And I'm sure it's going to need a new battery. So anyway, there's my rant on that. But we're ranting today. I really like YouTube. I don't even watch cable TV. Yeah, John, and like I said, I mean, I guess the thing I was getting to on that was how to change the air filter in the air conditioning or heater system. And boom, punched it in there, take off the glove box, to take these 3 screws, everything they said, boom. 2 seconds later, I had it changed and down the road. Anything that you could possibly think of, somebody has done a video on it. How to stir your coffee correctly. Anything you want to do, somebody has done a YouTube video on it. So, I mean, I got nothing but good things to say about YouTube. A lot of people say they're, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'd be a little pissed off if, like, what happened to, who was it that got his channel? CJ? Was it the Paradise? Or I don't know. I forgot now. Anyway, just made 1,000 subs, and they closed his channel down, and they don't even give you a reason. So that I would probably get a little cranky about, but otherwise, I don't know. You can find anything you want. I love to hear him. Big 4 million. Yeah, no kidding, man. I mean, that's what I grew up with. I mean, I was more of a Chevy guy. I did have a Mach 1, but and I had that Boss 302 that I should have kept. Actually, my friend had it, but it was our deal. We worked on it together. But we were always Chevy, so 283s, 327s, 350s, whatever, through the years that were carbureted, up until, I don't even know when, I'm going to guess and say into the 80s or something, when stuff really started. I mean, they were fuel injecting Corvettes back in the 50s or 60s. So, actually late 50s, right? I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm old and my mind goes. But I love those cars. Raymond, I got a couple of Mopar engines in the garage. Wow. Yeah, they're probably worth a lot of money, Robert. Of course, you probably know that. I never really got into the Chrysler Hemi thing for some reason. I don't know why. I was just stuck on Chevys, big block Fords. We did too, but we had a lot of fun. Hey, Craig, how you doing? My girl was a cherry red Camaro, in 1975. I'll have to check that out. I don't know what year was the Camaro? 75. I liked the Z28s and the all the Camaros. They were probably one of my favorite cars. 69, 70. After 70, they changed body styles. 69, the 70s, and in both the Mustangs and the Camaros and Chevelles and everything. Cats are attacking. My wife's trying to call them away. Yeah, now I hope Craig noticed. I didn't show a bunch. I don't think I put in when he cut down the barrel in that last video I did with the koi pond, the cousin. I didn't pick up one power tool, and I didn't show him cutting with the saw, cutting the barrel down that 55-gallon drum. But I was going to actually make a reference to you in the video, but I just didn't. Hey, Mike's, how you doing? You going to come down? I'm going to try to. I still haven't talked to my wife about it. I did mention it to her, actually. But I'd like to. I know you're going to come, right? There's going to be probably quite a few people there. It'll be a fun time. Are you going to stay in that same hotel? Or did you find something else to stay in? And is Gracie coming with you, or are you off on your own? 67 Goat was a good car, too. 3-speed on the column. I switched to the floor. Yeah, I had what year was that Ford truck? 64 short bed with 3 on the tree, as we called it. Is that right? 3 on the tree? I think that's the old saying. Of course, me and you are pretty close in age, I think. But a Goat was a very desirable vehicle back then. We're saying hi to Mike. Carl saying November. Is that when you're coming? Carl, I'm gathering. Retired, living the dream. Connected, cool. You'll like his channel and that he's got a wide range of things. Hey, Robert, yes and yes. Thank you for the recommendation. Yeah, it came originally from Tom, so it's a nice place. The breakfast was decent, normal, and room was clean, and it was close to the Wombat. You could walk there. I'd take a grab or something and go over there, but you could walk there. I should probably walk there if my knees didn't want to kill me 10 steps in. Thanks, Tommy. Yeah, the Chevelles were big too when I was younger. The 70s, 69, big block, 4-speed. I had a Nova that I had a 327 in, actually, with a crossover 4 barrels that came up through the hood and a straight axle front end that you could pull the tires up with, lift the tires. It was fun. It was a good vehicle. I think I got 4.5 or 5 miles to the gallon, something like that. Oh, Roxanne, morning all, should be doing some electrical work on the car, but hey, it's Sunday. Yeah, that's true. My boss let me drive a 61 Formula 400 Firebird home for lunch. I told my grandma I traded her 63 red Ford Falcon for it. She was furious. Yeah, I remember one of my friends. What year was that? What year was that Corvette? I want to say it was a 57. I think it was a 57, and it was injected. And or was it injected, or did it have? It had two dual carburetors on it, stock. It was all original. And the guy let me drive it. He wanted it tuned. He wanted to dial in the 2 4 barrels. He said, just take it for a few days and bring it back to me. All right. And I took off in it. Red. It was awesome. It was really, really clean. But I had a lot of vehicles I wouldn't let anybody drive. But yeah, that's not true. I let my friends drive my cars. Have to go. Thunderstorm here now. Yeah, it's pretty much everywhere, Les. You have a good one. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. And like I said, if you guys aren't subscribed to Les, real good content. You'll You'll be glad you did. How's the flooding situation? Everything back here it's back to normal. Like I said, we went out to the barbecue place the other night and we got lucky. It was the rain had stopped. The day before it rained hard and we went to, what did we go to get? I can't remember exactly what we went for. But one half of the street, it was all the way up, almost threatening to go into the stores. And the cars were like stopped for, 3 miles back. So we ended up going, luckily we went that way and then we took a different way home. But let's see. I put a floating in the goat so I could pump wheelies until I crashed it. Yeah, imagine that. Oh, man, my knee. Sorry about that. Oh, when I fold it up and then try to stretch it out, boy, I got to get it done. Yeah, we didn't. We had, I don't know how it was with where you were when you were younger, and I'm going to say when I was of driving age, 16 to 18. We used to close off streets and run quarter-mile stuff at, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning until the cops would come and close it down. But they made very few arrests back then for exhibition of speed. I mean, I got more exhibition of speed on my Harley on Van Nuys Boulevard on cruise night than I did ever, going to a, I don't know, underground quarter-mile racing. I don't know what you'd call it or what they call it. We used to call it a bunch of fun was all we called it. But there was crashes, and luckily most people, I mean, we didn't wear any seatbelts or anything. We probably could have really got hurt, but there wasn't a couple rollovers, but nothing really drastic. But I guess probably could have hurt ourselves, I'm sure. I'll be there in December. Cool. Who was it that was talented? Put that in my calendar for 8 p.m. Yeah, there you go. Was he talking about his live stream? Yeah, they have, it's a bunch of fun. So, what was that question? How's the diet? Actually, I haven't started back at the gym yet. We've had the family here, and my wife's obviously got out of the hospital from the surgery, so we didn't get over to the gym yet. But I still haven't weighed myself, but I've been on no carbs, scrambled eggs and tomatoes I had this morning. We're going to go out after this and get hamburger patties. So it's probably going to be a high protein, low carb, not really diet, but I mean, I know what foods I should eat and shouldn't eat. So I'm going to cut out the shouldn't eats. And then there is a scale somewhere here. So I got to go dig it out. But hopefully when she gets back to work, I think she's going back to work tomorrow. I'll meet her over at the gym on the way back and set up everything with the guy so I can get going. But I'm ready. The knees are just horrible, man. I got to get it done. They're really bad. They've been really acting up. And I don't know if it's like when a lot of moisture is in the air, which is all the time here. So I don't know why, but maybe the rain makes a difference. They seem to hurt more. Yeah, Tom's talking about the room. Yeah, the place that Tom and that I gave to Mike's is I got no complaints about it. It's clean. Like I said, the breakfast was a normal you get pretty much everywhere in Thailand. It was reasonable. I think it was under 1,000 baht a night. I don't know. I got to figure out if I'm going to go. I'll probably be staying there, so we'll be neighbors. Sorry, I had to drink that. It's still cold. So I'll keep you advised on that. Once I get the scale, I'll give everybody it'll help me to keep from being embarrassed. It'll help me from shoving stuff in this pie hole. So that's the main problem. Exercise is another one. The knees kind of restrict this stuff. But on doing the no restraint deal, even just sitting on the bike is good. It's good for the joint. He's got me on some kind of medication. I go back to the guy. I think in 2 weeks. It was about 2 weeks ago I went after a month, and he's going to check it out again. But the stuff was bone on bone, and when he brought it in there, because he said, I asked him, can you inject something in there, cushion it, do something besides taking a hacksaw and whacking my leg off? Is there something else that you can do? And he said, well, let's look at the x-rays. And once he saw the x-rays, because usually on the x-ray, if you've ever seen them, it's sitting like this, but it's cushioned, you can see there's space. Mine is like this. There's no space. And he said it's all arthritis and had set in. So he's got to hack them off with them. And it's really bugging me, man. When I get shit in my mind, it really bugs me, but I just got to bite the bullet and go in. I'm not hep on getting put out, but they always gave me the option before when I had the surgeries. Well, we can give you a spinal. And I said, am I going to hear anything or hear you sawing or drilling? Oh yeah, you'll hear that, but you won't feel nothing. I said, no, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to see nothing. Put me out. But they don't like to put you out because there's always a chance of dying. And the last time that I could remember was probably when I came out from the ACL. I had a hard time breathing back then. So it kind of freaks me out a little bit. But I just got to, like I said, I got to bite the bullet and just do it. So in 1973, I got arrested for racing excessive noise, squealing the tires 100 miles an hour. Yeah, we used to have we could untap the headers, had a release on it. You probably know what I'm talking about. But anyway, we could uncork them right there, and it was loud. It didn't take long. We tried to make it as quick. There was a couple places that you really got out, which are all built up now with stores and homes and everything, but it was out in the middle of nowhere back in the 70s. So it was fun, but people could hear you 10 miles away. So it didn't take that long. Being sick over Labor Day weekend and dropping 4 kilos. Yeah, that's it. Stick another tube in my mouth and down for 3 months, and I lost 40 kilo. So it definitely will. Being sick or whatever will definitely help you lose weight. The police closed out 3 of the 4 entrances on our block because of the drug traffic, which left the streets to drag racing and block parties. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. We had a lot of fun when we were younger, man. I don't know about, I think anybody that's around my age and grew up in that era, which I consider me at 65, late 60s and into the 70s was pretty much my, because how old were I? 56, 66, 67, 68, 69. I was 13 in 69. So I was just starting to get out and run amok at 13. Hell, I had my permit at 15 and a half. So in 71 or whatever it was. So we had a lot of fun, and they just didn't do anything then. And I don't know if that was good, bad, or indifferent, but we did whatever we wanted. And there wasn't, especially if you were under 18, we knew we could just about do anything we wanted and get away with it. Or our parents, my mother, would have to come and get me out of jail, which she did numerous times. Tell my doctor I feel or anything. I'm not praying. We'll join tonight. What am I missing now? What did I miss, guys? Nissan Vitten Kinney dropped 16 kilos last year, picked up 2 kilos over the summer, and back on a diet 3 weeks ago. And now back down to my weight. It's state of mind. Yeah, and I don't, again, I look at that. What is that? The one that everybody uses, the body, what you should weigh, and it says that I should weigh like 5'10". I should weigh 158 pounds, which will never freaking happen. But I felt good at 200 pounds, 205, and I'm 5'10 and a half or whatever. I was 5'11 and I'm shrinking. I don't know if you guys are, but I'm freaking shrinking. But that body whatever index is a bunch of bullshit, as far as I'm concerned. Because if it says I'm supposed to weigh 160 pounds, I felt weak at one time in my life at 176 when I was 19, and the rest of my life I was pretty much right around 200, 195, 198, right around 200 pounds. And that's where I felt the best. Let's see. Went a riverboat ride yesterday to see the temples and high and running fast. We cut through the university, which is right over here, to go over to pick up water at my wife's sister. Her cousin works over at the I forget, one of the stores, and she gives us a good price on water, and we went over there and picked it up. But as we were going across there, it has a pond, a big one in the middle, and it was overflowing right to the top edge. So pretty much everything, I think, is they've had enough rain, but they're going to get more. Got busted driving my friend's 56 Chevy pickup with 50s on the back of his speed on the way to the races. Yeah, no kidding. We had quarter-mile tracks in Lancaster, and we had a lot of raceways and stuff back then that are no longer around. So we did have places to go, and we did go, but it was like we were young. We couldn't go there and drink, and when we went and we were all starting. I mean, we had cases of beer in the trunk and drank beer, and which probably wasn't the smartest thing in the world to do, but a lot of things that I did when I was younger wasn't the smartest thing in the world to do. But I had a 55 Chevy, and I told you the story about my wife giving it away, or pretty much giving it away for 10 grand that I gave her, but she just didn't realize what it was. But anyway, my cousin had a 55. He had a Post. Mine was a two-door hardtop, but he had it when we were younger. That was one of the hot cars to have, was any of the tri-years, but I liked 55s. They were I think they were the most, 57 was probably popular too, but let's have late breakfast, Tom, and I'm listening today. Thanks to that. I think these gals are great that give the biggest support ever. Yeah, that's it. Body something index or something. But my 195 is good for me. I'm the same BMI, but what is it? What does your BMI say you should be at? Because mine was ridiculous. I just laughed. And I said, "Are you kidding me?" It was a long time ago when I looked at it. I never looked at it again. That and on the grid, lots of street. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, built up now. I mean, we used to be able to go out there and there was nothing. We used to go shooting out there. Shotguns and pistols and everything else. We used to just go out to Canyon Country and out where Saugus Speedway, if anybody remembers that area. In fact, that's where, if you're familiar with NASCAR, Ron Hornaday used to run out there before he got into the trucks and whatever else he raced. I think he made it all the way up into the Cup cars, but I don't remember. It's been so long since I watched NASCAR, my brain's gone. But it was the wash. You could go down there. We were really into Baja bugs at that time. Everybody got a Baja bug or the three-wheel Death Honda things, whatever they were. I rode one twice and said, I'm leaning the wrong way, and it's just not right. A lot of people ran over their legs, and they were death traps, those three-wheel deals. But anyway, had those and the bikes, of course. We had a lot of Husqvarnas back then and Yamahas and Bultacos, which is all names that are coming into my mind from years ago that you don't hear about too much anymore. But we'd go out there and ride in the wash. Now, hell, there's houses right back up to it, and they don't even let you can't even go down in there, I don't think, anymore. It's crazy. Body mass index. Well, my body mass index is bigger than what they think that it should be. 75 kilos. So what's that in pounds? That was when I was 19, because you're 5'10" and a half. 75 kilos is like 160 pounds, right? Or something, 170. Yeah, 80, 90. So I'm 30 pounds above at 200. I'm 30 pounds above what they say. They're full of shit. Not sure, but same height as you. Yeah, well, Brock just put it there, 75 kilo. So I don't know, somebody can transfer that into normal pounds. But I think it's, it's pretty much twice that plus a little. So like 160 something. Somebody will put it up. My latest wombat short for next Saturday. And if you guys are, and there'll be a bunch of people there, I think. I know that Jim and Meow are going to be there. Mike's from Live My Ass Off, and Mitch, of course, will be there. I don't know if James will be there or not. There's going to be quite a few people there. I do want to try to go. We'll see what happens. Kentucky shooting areas out in the Angeles Forest. Popped a few back in the days. Yeah, we used to go over to Simi Valley, if you guys are, familiar with the San Fernando Valley, and then Thousand Oaks on the other side of it. You could go over. We used to go in the hills of Simi Valley and go shooting shotguns mostly, mainly because we were halfway intelligent back then, and we didn't want to set high-powered stuff. We'd hit somebody or something, so we wanted to shoot something that was going to drop off in 100 yards, or at least as far as I could see. Yeah, 165 sounds about right. So yeah, me at 165, please. Like I said, when I was at 180, 176, I felt weak, and I felt like a twig, and I was 19 years old too. But I was running freaking, 12 miles a day, and I was in really good shape. I was boxing too, so that helped. Time for breakfast. Got to run. All right, Jay. Have a good one. Enjoy yourself. Hey, Loretta, how you doing? I'm glad you could make it. Hope you're feeling well today. Gordon Trickle and Brian's Thailand. Oh, really? Cool. I wasn't Gordon. He was the one that Mitch, I subbed to through Mitch telling me, which a lot of people I did. He got his channel or something. He had like 20 or 30,000 subscribers and had his channel taken down, and now he's like had to start over. I think he's over 1,000 now. But Mitch told me if it's the same. Is that the same person, Tom? I don't know if I'm 200. Goal is 180, but we'll be with 190. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna get down to where I'm going to the gym at least 3-4 times a week after the initial stuff, and eating what I want to eat, good food, so that calorie intake, and then whatever my body stops at when I stop losing weight, that's where I'm going to be. I'm imagining it's going to be somewhere around 200 pounds, and that would be, and I'm guessing, I haven't got on there, but I think I'm 121 kilos. So what's that? That's 260 something. I think somebody can bring that up too. I have to weigh myself again. I was 5'9". Yeah. Hey, why are you tripping? How you doing? Glad you can make it. Channel taken down. I don't know, man. Everybody that's gotten their channel taken down, I've asked. God, it was CJ Paradise, I think it was, right? Somebody enlighten me. He got his taken down. Had no clue. What's his name? Brian Flowers had his taken down. I haven't heard anything. I haven't asked Mitch recently. I don't talk to Brian personally. I mean, I met him. Nice guy, really good guy. Met him at one of the meetups, actually. But they never gave him a reason. They just don't give you a reason. He thought it maybe was he owns all the bars, and maybe the girls were doing videos and somehow they backfed to him or something, and took it down. But I guess they can pretty much do whatever they want to. Don't know. I would love to. In fact, if CJ's watching, pop in and next time he comes on, I'll ask him. But he hasn't been on in in a while anyway. But yeah, he didn't know why. But I'm almost positive. Did Tom answer me? It was Gordon Tickle. Wasn't he the one that got his taken down? Tom, are you there? Tom, come in. This Major Tom to ground control. But yeah, and he'd just gotten. I mean, he just got to 1,000. He was like at 1,020, and they took it down. So yeah. I think you might be right. But is he the one? He's the one that had like 20 or he had a lot of subscribers to me, a lot of subscribers. Hell, 5,000's a lot of subscribers to me. I'm going backwards. I must be pissing people off. It was like at 1,815, then it went to 14, then it went to 12, and I think it was 1811 this morning. So I must be pissing people off, which is okay. I mean, if you don't like me, you shouldn't watch. Yes, he was the one that is content, and I don't think that he was never told why, right? I mean, maybe I'll ask him if I'm there. I'd like to come. I got to ask my wife and see what she says. I mean, she's not going to care, but I want to try to. It's next Saturday, right? I believe. Is that right? Is that the first? I didn't look. I got to be back on the 3rd. My wife goes back to the doctor on the 3rd. So I'm only going to come for a couple of days, and I've got my doctor on the 29th. So I should be able to squeeze in a 2-day turnaround thing and jam out there. I'm going to try like hell. Never told why, just did it. Wow. Unbelievable. So anyway, they can do it while you're tripping, and they don't have to tell you. That's weird. I would think they'd give. No, like normally you need 3 copyright strikes. Yeah, and what's really weird is supposedly there's some people that I've been told, and I don't know this for sure, that had gotten copyright strikes and been banned from YouTube and are on YouTube under a different channel name, and they don't enforce that, but yet alone they'll yank your channel down and they won't give you a freaking reason. Now they'll probably do it to me because I'm talking badly. Copyright strikes are if like I take somebody's. It's really weird. I don't know exactly, Loretta, because I've gotten them that I've had a copyright claim. This is not a copyright strike, but I had some music playing by Eric Church in the background, and you can't monetize it, or they're going to take the revenue. An actual copyright strike, I don't know. I think somebody has to actually like say that you did this and they're not happy with it, and I think if they force it, or if you don't do anything about it, you could get a copyright strike. Maybe somebody else. Hey, Baldy, how you doing? Glad you could come by. If you guys aren't subscribed, please subscribe. If somebody else knows, let me know. But here we go. There's maybe why he's tripping. Copyright strikes when steals someone's video without their permission and re-upload it. So I had somebody do that to me, and I filed a claim against them, but they took it down, and I don't think they got a strike. I don't know. I don't care either, but I don't know. Copyright claim is different than a copyright strike. And when I got the claims, because I've gotten 3 or 4 or 5 of them, from music playing or whatever, and that's the only stuff that I've known. I've never had anybody say this is a copyright strike and you're screwed. So, but that's the only way that I thought that they could do it. I mean, if you got nasty or you went against them and I'm showing naked people running around or something, they might, then I imagine they'd have a reason. But even if you did that, you'd have to probably guess that that's why they took it down, because they're still not going to tell you. Yeah, music mostly, Robert, I think. I got hit by a copyright for walking Hollywood Boulevard in Thai celebration. Yeah, they I just thought it kind of sucked. And like I said, if I was CJ, I'd be I'd be pissed. And he was, I'm sure. And now he has to start all over again. You might have close to the option of given 7 days to remove it. And if they don't remove it, get a strike. Yeah, the person took it down immediately, and I don't think got a strike. Like I said, I don't care, but I don't think he did. Yeah, if you do lives, music playing in the background. Yeah, and what they do on that instance, Loretta, that I know of, is if it, like, let's say I'm anybody, even Chuck, No Time to Be Sad, and they play a Beatles song. If he leaves it in there and it's monetized, him monetizing gets canceled, and the Beatles will get whatever that video makes, whether it be $10 or $100. So people that really worry about it are the people that have 100,000, a million subscribers, because if they do that, they make money off that. Obviously, they're making a living off of it. They would get the money. But you can do stuff and have it muted, cut it out of it, and redo it. There's a lot of stuff you can do. Me, I've had a couple of them. I just let them go. You want the 8 cents? You can have the 8 cents for the 100 views or 300 views. So I see you, Brock. 1 second. Brock's here. Tell me, my friend. All right, let's let Brock out of jail. Let me change the format here. There you go. Hey, brother. How are you?
Morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me say hi
And
to
others.
Tim. If you guys aren't, is Douglas here? I didn't see Douglas. Where's Douglas? Is Douglas here? Anyway, if you guys aren't subscribed to Tim, T&W Living in Udon, he just put out a video. His house is like this close. He does great. Those videos are really good, by the way, Tim. They're good. He puts them out like every week, and he goes there like every day and gives you a whole deal. That one that he just put out is really good. I'm going to say he's probably going to move in there in a couple of weeks. I think it'll be ready.
Morning, Nikki. Morning, Nanette. Loretta.
Hey, Brian. Nikki's here. I thought you were going somewhere. What did you do, Nikki?
Buddy woke her up.
Oh, Buddy woke you up. Okay. Imagine that. How's the nail? It looked pretty good. It looks like it's going to heal. I wouldn't. He's a tough one. When you guys were originally talking about that, I thought you were talking about you had or somebody had lost a nail. I just wasn't paying attention, obviously. Let's see. Everybody's saying hi to Nikki and that.
Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Richard's mum, if they're watching.
Yeah, good morning, Richard. Let's see. Hello, Tom. Why are you tripping? Just mute. Hello, Brock. And from Nikki. And why are you tripping? Everybody's saying hello to each other, which is always awesome. It's the best thing about this channel, I think. But let's see. What was I talking about originally? I don't remember now.
There we go. Haven't used that background for a while.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. I think my favorite is the Tin Man. Yeah, Gandalf's pretty good too. I like Gandalf. Let's see. Okay, I'm caught up, I think. He worked out laying on the wall and like his mom. He's still got his cone on, the cone of silence. I used to hate to have to put those on my dogs. Let's see. I'm with Carl, and Carl put out a video, and I haven't seen it yet. So tell him that I will be commenting. Carl's a good guy. I'm hoping to meet him when I go to John Tim one of these times.
Morning, Brian and Carl.
We'll set out another adventure together. Yeah, Baldy goes with Carl quite often, actually. And that's the only way that I'm going to get to see half the places that they go or all the places that they go, because I'm not hiking up stairs that are like this. No way, ain't gonna happen. Even with good knees. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm not worried about getting a copyright strike from Mitch Ralph. He's only a moderator.
That's right, just a moderator. Yeah, till Tuesday. Oh my God, he's nearly knocked me over a few times. Got to catch him. He's butt wiggling. Yeah, I've been with that cone. I know, and he's probably you're both probably jonesing to get out and walk. I really like that area. One of these days, hopefully, I penciled that in on my bucket list is to come and visit you in the UK and whatever area that you're at, because I don't know, but some of those places that you were walking in were majestic to me. They looked really nice. Everybody's saying hello, 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 hello. There's Carl. Great to meet you, son. Yeah, I'd love to meet you. I know Nick.
Morning, Carl.
Mitch said that he met you when he first got there. I think the first day he got there, he went over and everybody was at I forget what bar it was. I'm no longer based in Pattaya, but I will go there from time to time. Good. And check with Tom, Thailand Digital Nomad puts it up all the time. But or Mitch, they have, or me, they have meetups once a month. The next one is this Saturday. I think it's the first Saturday of every month. Tom can verify that for me. But the first Saturday of every month, they have a meetup at the Wombat. And usually people like James is there. I think Rides for Kicks. Lucas has been there. Mitch, of course. Tom. I know that there's going to be a bunch of people there this time.
Greeny sometimes turns up.
Yeah, there's a lot of people do, but it's the first Saturday. I'd like to meet you. I love the old videos with all the stuff you were when you were a kid running around Thailand. Because I would have been dead. Because if I would have known about Thailand when I was in my 20s, I'd have never made it. Women and drugs, I would have been dead. Probably 2 weeks it would have taken me in Thailand. But to watch yours, it looks awesome. And I know Mitch got to experience that. He was 17, I think, the first time he went. But not as you've lived here or been here. Hi, Nikki and Brock and everybody. Carl saying hi to everybody. Just frustrated. We normally walk 5 miles a day. Wow. Each other. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, that is a bummer. He'll be out soon.
Just watch out when you finally get out, Nicky. He's going to go off like a rocket.
Yeah, he will. Hey, Bob, how you doing? Glad you could stop by.
Morning, Bob.
Little water. Thanks, Nikki. Yeah. So, yeah, if you get a chance, Carl, and if you're gonna try to make one of them, let me know, because I'll make sure that I jam out of here, and I'm gonna try to make them. I mean, it'd be nice. I jones and want to go to the beach once a month anyway, whether it be Rayong or Koh Chang or whatever along that. 6 hours from me, basically. 6 to 7 hours it takes me to get from here to Pattaya. Maybe I'll do that once a month during those, because they're fun. You know, you get to meet. I know I met Greeny there. I met Alex, Jiu-Jitsu Passport. Well, James I knew anyway. But I met quite a few people there the one time I went. So, and I know that Jim is going to be there, like I said. Jim and Meow. So, hi, Carl, the travel dude. You guys saying hello to each other. If you guys aren't subscribed to either one of those channels, please do. And Bolly's saying I may be able to attend the meetup on it. Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, that would be awesome. I'm going to have to make it. I mean, I got too many people. I'm going to talk to my wife after we get off here. Like I said, I'll have to look at the dates. I have to go to the doctor on the 29th. So I'll have to look at it. But I should be able to make it. I just have to make sure that I'm back here by the 3rd to go with her to the doctor. I don't want to make sure I'm there. They're going to, I think they took, I think when they took it all out, or not our whole deal, but when they scooped out what they were supposed to scoop out, they biopsied that too. So I want to make sure I'm there. I think I'm caught, right? Yeah. But and then also, Tom, you can. Tom does live streams. Excuse me, on Sunday nights. I want to say 8 o'clock Thai time, but if you want to put that up, Tom, by all means, go ahead. She's feeling good, thanks, Loretta. She's laying under the covers over here right now. My wife sleeps with the comforter over her head because I have the air conditioner, excuse me, and the fan on. So she's gracious enough to worry about her husband making sure that I'm comfortable. She never whines about anything. My wife's awesome. But she's feeling good. So like I said, she'll probably go to work tomorrow, I'm sure. Let me get off of this and back on to here we go. Sorry about that. All right, I'm back. And I say hello to Carl. Some good times. Robert's going to be going live from Missouri around the 10th to the 17th of October. And when the normal time that you're going to be live, especially for us in Thailand, is like 3 o'clock in the morning our time, something like that. If you know, let us know, Robert, when you think you're going to go, what time it is here. If it's more towards the evening, I imagine it would be the morning here. So if it was like at dusk, your time, it'd probably be 6, 7 o'clock in the morning here, I'm guessing. There we go. 20 BKK live tonight. Yeah, it is Sunday, isn't it? I forgot about that. But that's 8 o'clock normal U.S. person time, right? Let's see. Raymond's got a question. It seems like the people in Thailand don't really get in the surf like the people in Texas. Why is that? I don't know, tell you the truth. My wife, the reason she doesn't go, most of the Thai people that I see will go and stand up to their chest or whatever, or waist. My wife does that because she can't swim. Now, the majority, I don't know if that's the case, but I think that possibly could be.
They're not strong swimmers.
Yeah, but they do go in the water. They'll stay in the like I said, my wife, anything above chest high. Like I said, when I build this pool, she wants me to build it. I told her it's going to come up to her neck because I want it to at least come up to my chest. So it'll be built that way for her, 1.2 meters deep or something. I don't know exactly, but she doesn't feel comfortable. When I'm there, she'll hold on to me and she feels semi comfortable. In the pool, she'll hold on to my neck and I can walk around, swim around, and she feels fine. But she gets a little nervous. The kids now, on the other hand, they both can swim. So they went out when we went the last time and went on the in Koh Chang. We went to the snorkeling thing, and they went out in the water. They had their vests on and stuff, though. But Thailand is 14 hours ahead of Seattle, so 16 hours ahead of the Midwest. Yeah, so if Robert does something at sunset, I would probably be awake. But I get up at 5. I was up at 5:15 this morning, so I'm one of those weirdos. I got to change my my sleeping habits. Good morning to Tom. I think it's 7:12 Saturday here, so it's 9:12. Yeah, in PM. Yeah, so yeah, Robert. So if you do them, I'll actually get to see it. Some of the people in Thailand will be able to see it if you do like a sunset deal. That would work for at least the people here in Thailand. I don't know where most of your subscribers are from, Robert. I think they're probably from the States, or are they from maybe Vietnam and Thailand? I don't know. I'm in South Carolina 12 hours, depending on standard time. Yeah, I don't know. I know that if it's 5, 6, 7 o'clock is like 6, 7, 8 o'clock here in the morning when I talk to people on California on the West Coast anyway. At 3:14 a.m. Yeah, you should. I don't think Buddy's going to let you sleep. He wants his 5-hour walk or 5-mile walk. I will post it. Hopefully, AT&T doesn't fail me. Yeah, I don't know. My wife's she's been threatening to change. I changed the internet here to 500 up, 500 down, and it's called the Gamer in NTTOT here in Thailand. I did have 1,000 and 1,000, but the guy said that the bandwidth on the Gamer, there isn't as many people in there, and it's actually faster, the 500 up, 500 down. So I changed to that, and I'm changing my iPhone 7, which is my Thailand phone. They do have a better plan because, like I told you before, my wife brings me up in little increments, even though I say I want the best that they have. It's expensive. It's expensive. So she's going to bump me up another state, only because for that reason, Robert, to be able to go live from someplace. I want to be able to piggyback. I'm trying to learn how to use my GoPro 9 going live off of my internet. So there's going to be a couple of tests on that. And I also said there's going to be a couple of videos coming up on the members deal too. So look forward to that, or look for that over the next couple of days. I don't know about looking forward to it. It's going to be me anyway. Yeah, it'll be all right. It'll be okay. It'll be fun, I guess. He's harder to work than raising my kids. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like my wife that passed, we always had miniature doxies, and those were, she had a total hysterectomy at 30, so she couldn't have kids, and she had mine that kind of grew up. They were only 5 or 6 or something like that when me and her got together, so they were basically her mom. And then all of her nieces and nephews, they looked at her like grandma. So she'd said, I never felt like I didn't have kids, but all of her animals were her kids. I mean, those were her babies, and always were. The thing I liked about the smaller dogs is, as I got older and wasn't such a shit, person, I kind of grow attached to the animals. And my little chocolate miniature doxy female and the black and tan, they lived 19 and 20, which is really good. And I like that because the smaller dogs, they have a tendency to live longer. I always had German Shepherds, and we had bigger dogs. And they didn't last that long, 12 years, something like that, if you were lucky. So that was kind of a bummer, because I don't know if I never understood it when people would tell me crying, my dog died, and I'm going, oh, it's a dog. Now I'm like, oh my God, if any of these die, I got tears coming from my eyes. So it's unbelievable how attached at least me now becomes to animals, even these freaking cats. I never had cats my whole life, and now I've got one big one that just had 3 male cats. In fact, anybody that wants a male cat, let me know, although my wife will probably kill me because she wants to keep everything. And then the one that was the one that fell out of the wheel well when my wife was driving home from work, and she picked it up. Now it had 3 males, and then her friend gave her a Persian. It looks exactly like Tom from Tom and Jerry, and she's growing, and so I don't know. I'm kind of digging cats. I don't know what the hell the deal is.
Cats aren't my favorite people.
Yeah, he keeps me on your toe. I bet he does. I have cat. Rexy's 8, Bobby. Buddy's 1 on Tuesday. That's right, his birthday. Happy birthday, Buddy. Thanks to the vets. Yeah, I was really surprised because I never had cats. I thought that I don't know, the girlfriends. I had a couple of girlfriends that were really into cats, but one in particular. But the let them run up on the counters and shit in the house and hair all over the place and trying to eat, and it drove me crazy. And they were like, well, the thing is useless. You call it, it doesn't. The easier you call, and the damn cat will come to you and rubs up again. I mean, they're like they're better than I thought they were. Put it that way. I've come attached to them too. Yeah, it's heartbreaking. It is. I see people. I know when me and Mitch talk about it, he had a dog for years and years and years, and he still is touched by that animal. And I am for my Dixie, the little chocolate. She was mine. She slept in the bed under right at my feet, laid right next to me. Went to the go-kart races with me. Went to the dunes with me. She was awesome. She was awesome. Okay, Dave, Rex is great, but some cats are like a dog. Yeah, he does not the kitchen. That's the biggest problem that I had. And these guys haven't. They stay down. Um, they're in and out. The only thing we got to do is I want to get them fixed or whatever, because the little one that I said looks like Tom, is a female, but she's not grown. She's little, but we didn't get obviously the one that had the three kittens. I want to get them both done, so get them fixed so they don't have to have any more. They got a real problem. I mean, when I see all the soy dogs here, I kind of feel for them, because like the one that I have that's laying on the floor, which I really got excited the other day. She was up. They had set her up like this, and usually her head is down. She had her head up and was moving the muscles in her neck, and not just for like a second, for like 10 minutes while I was standing there. So she's getting better. She will walk again. But if she would have been left, she was a soy dog, born right here, she would have been dead. She would have just slayed because she can't move. She would have starved to death. And raining on them, and I don't know. I feel for them. I think that there's a lot more that people could do for them. There's, it's hard for me sometimes, because I go, there's people need it more than the pets need it, but the pets need it just as much. So if you guys can help, some of these stations help them. They've got a real problem here in Thailand. Raymond, I don't mind the cats as long as they stay outside. I had the one outside cat that I told you guys the story of, that the girl that rented my grandma's house moved out so I could move in there with my first wife, I think. Yeah, first wife. And she had a cat, big tomcat, and she took him, and he wouldn't eat. He didn't eat for like 3 days, and she brought him back and said, Dave, if I keep a feeder here and I pay for the food in the garage, he's an outdoor cat, can I keep him? Keep him there. I said, sure, I guess that's fine. And I kind of the cat was cool, pretty cool. But it came back one time, and my wife brought it in, and had one of its eyes ripped out. And, I didn't know what she wanted to do. I just poured a bunch of peroxide on it, and the cat was all right. But then it was weird, because all of a sudden the cat was gone again for like a month. And the neighbor came over and said, hey, your cat's on my doorstep. And I said, my cat's been gone for months. They said, no, it's your cat. And went over there and had the other eye totally blind, and found its way within one house of that. So I only had a big bore gun at the time, and I didn't want to it was a 44 Magnum. I'm going, man, so we took it in and had it put down. But they don't do that here very much. And I think it's the Buddhist way. They don't like killing flies or mosquitoes. They don't like killing anything.
It's a good question, Ralph. It's not that you can't open a Thai bank account. It's difficult to open it on a tourist visa. But your wife can open one anytime. She has a Thai ID card. She can open a bank account.
You can open up a Thai bank account I opened one up on a tourist visa. So
It depends where you are and the bank. I
now
tried in the local Bangkok bank and they wouldn't let me.
I did it in Bangkok Bank in Phuket,
Okay.
and the only thing that they wanted from me was I had to go to the office in Patong and get a piece of paper saying verifying where I lived. I got 3 of them at the time. One was for the bank account, one was for buying a scooter, and I forget what the third one was for. But now, just recently, Jim of Jam, of Jim and Meow, I told him to go to Bangkok Bank. Bangkok Bank didn't deny him, told him that he needed to go to the embassy and have his passport certified. And he was here on a tourist visa. I don't think it's rolled over yet. And I told him, well, you can do that. He did it, and he got the Bangkok Bank. But I said, go to another bank. And he went to another bank, and they gave him, I don't know which bank it was, they gave him a bank account. So as far as I know, if you go to Bangkok Bank and you're on a tourist visa or whatever, and you get your visa notarized or whatever they do, verified, you can get a bank account at Bangkok Bank. But I would call it Bangkok Bank. I don't know where you're at, Ralph. But they did it for me, but they didn't do it for Brock. But look at Brock. I wouldn't give him a bank account either.
No, I wouldn't give me one either.
Of course, he looks kind of like me, so that doesn't say that. My time when we're using her aunt's address. Yeah, that was the biggest thing that I was. And I was in a service apartment. And all I did was have to have them do something and then go and get that piece of paper. I walked right in, and they were so nice when I went into Bangkok Bank, which I know it's changed because you got to get it verified because Jam and our friend Jim, Piao and Jim told me. The lady went as far as saying, this is exactly what you need. And she blanked out the picture on the piece of paper, and she crossed out the names and took my camera and took a picture of it. And when I went into Patong, I handed the lady my phone and said, I want one of these. And she said, okay, come on in. Went in. They aren't supposed to charge you anything for it. My understanding.
Oops, you knocked your mic out.
500 baht each for the 3, and I was happy to pay it. And me at the time, it was like $12 or $15 or whatever it was. Because when I first came here, we were talking about that the other day. The baht was at about 29 or 30, and I don't know what it is today. Does anybody know what it was? 37.4, I think, yesterday.
I think Ralph said it was 37 and a half.
How did I lose my speaker? What did I do?
You knocked something out, Dave. Your voice has gone softer as well.
Yeah, now it should be all right. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what I did. I think I knocked my little USB thing out. But I didn't see. What is this?
I'll try again this trip, seeing we're going to be there for a couple of months. And I'll take the village Puyai barn with me. See what he can sort. Doesn't hurt to have one of the local officials on your side.
No, that never hurts. Let's see, off topic. So, yeah, I would try. I don't know. I did it, and a lot of the people said they told me flat out that I couldn't do it. They told me flat out that I couldn't buy a scooter. They told me a lot of stuff, and like I said, you go and figure out stuff yourself. I just walked into the bank and said, "What do I need to do?" She said, "You have your passport." Showed her my passport. She ripped out all the paperwork, took the picture of what I needed, said, "Go back down there, and they'll hook you up, and then come back to the bank." And I had it because that's how I was transferring money here when I was here. Because I was here for 3 months, went home for 2 weeks, back for 3 months, and I only did that twice before. I think twice, maybe 3 times, 4 times, and people were saying, "Oh, you can only do that once." when you come back in and try to do that again, they won't give you they won't let you in. And they didn't. I'm sure they've done that to people and said you can't be popping in and out. They never did it to me. So I don't know. You got to figure out things on your own. But let's see. There's Tim saying, Bangkok back in Tanya, no issues. Went to immigration, said I wanted to open a bank account. They gave me a letter saying it was okay. Yeah, like I said, the weird thing was the newest thing, according to Meow and Jim, is that they said they seen it like in the Bangkok new laws for Bangkok Bank, saying that you have to get your visa, whatever, you have to go to the U.S. Embassy. You got to schedule a date to go in. You got to go in and have them verify or make some kind of a thing. You probably got to pay them $50. If they were watching, they'd probably say that they want money too. So,
Morning, Daz.
Hey, Daz, how's it going? What did I miss?
Yeah, different rules for America as well.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing about Thailand. One thing I noticed, everybody always wants to talk about nightmares and, boy, it took me this long to do that, and wine. You know what? If you're here on vacation, you're probably not going to do any of that stuff. You're retired, for Christ's sake. What difference does it make if you got to go? They tell you to get this paper and you got to come back the next day. But I'll tell you what they will do. If you go in there, any place that I've been, and you're a decent human being, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, they will tell you exactly what they want. They'll tell you to go out the door, take 10 steps to the left, and you can get your picture taken, bring it back, and they're willing to tell you or give you a piece of paper on everything you need. And the rare thing that you go back and you get somebody else that wants something else, go get it for them, for Christ's sake. It's not a big deal. I don't know. I don't know how some people get extremely. I don't know. I don't understand sometimes. What did I miss? I missed a lot of stuff here. No, not too much. Just to remind you. Thanks,
you
Nick.
just got to declare any money over $10,000 US on entry. They don't stop you bringing it in.
Yeah, no, and it's really weird too, because you're supposed to not be able to enter the country unless you've got 3,000 baht or something. You have to have a minimum of
20,000 baht or equivalent.
Now, I've never had anybody ask me, show us your 30,000 or whatever. But could they? Sure, they could.
They have, but I think you got to turn up wearing a stained, torn T-shirt, ratty shoes, and a pair on one thong on your foot. If you look like a beach bum, they're going to want to make sure you got money.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, I don't dress up. Obviously, this is T-shirt and pants. That's it. I'll just go to immigration to get the letter that says you're here legally. Yeah, and I think it verifies your address of where you're living. That piece of paper, and you need that same paper to get a driver's license, same paper to buy a scooter, same paper to get your bank account. It's the same one. That's the one that I said some people have gotten charged $0. You're not supposed to get charged 100 baht. I paid 500 baht. But who really cares? $15. Give me the thing and move on with life. But 37.5, so it went up a point or so. I think it's still on 5.4. And saying, hey, Aaron, what's up? Glad you could make it. 5.1, so around 37.5. I'll take 37.5. It's still 10,000 max that you can bring. Yeah, as far as I know.
Not 10,000 max, over $10,000, and you declare it on arrival. Except you don't fill in the TM6 anymore, so there's no way to inform them that you got more than $10,000.
The thing I would bring in, I just bring in 4 or 5 ounces of gold, and you don't have to worry about it.
No, there's no penalty, Loretta, if you bring in more. They just wanted to know that you had.
They want you to declare it. You can bring in any amount. You just exactly. You got to declare it. And I've never had more than 10,000 coming in. I know some people did, because I know that that Jim and I keep taking Jim, Meow and Jim, they wanted to be able to buy a truck and do all this kind of stuff. And she had asked that question, would it be, I just wouldn't want to declare it anyway. Yeah, I've got $100,000 in my shorts. Do you want it? I don't think I'd want to tell anybody that I had a chunk of money. I wouldn't even want to tell anybody I had $11,000. So I wouldn't declare it.
You're not filling in the arrival form on the plane anymore. Your TM6 that used to have a box that said, "Are you bringing in more than $10,000 US
Right.
or equivalent?" Right. You're not ticking that box anymore, so they don't know, and they don't care. Customs
Have a
just
good
look
night.
at you and wave you through.
Yeah, they don't. Like I said, if there's something up about you, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did it to me because I get pulled over for everything. Pulled out of line for. Hell, I went to King. What was it? King Kong movie that they did. One of the gals that was dating one of my best friends' father was the fire marshal for the studios, and they had a big thing. And we went to a Coliseum type thing and let us in. Thousands and thousands of people, and they pull me out of the line and ask me if I have any weapons and drugs. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do was bring weapons and drugs here. But if they pulled me over, I wouldn't be surprised. Or pulled me out of line. But I think you'd have to look pretty shady for them to start asking all those questions.
Yeah, Dave, you'd get pulled out of line going for a pee.
Is there a penalty? No. We already answered that, right? What am I behind?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm caught up. No, that's how I dress. And they never asked me how much money. They never asked me either. And like I said, you're supposed to have how much? 30,000 baht? Is that
so 20,000 baht. That's about
20,000 baht. 600 bucks?
$1,000 Australian.
Is it? Yeah, 600 US.
600 bucks.
Yeah. Most of the time I never had that. When I'm traveling out, I don't keep a bunch of. Even when I'm around here, I take 4,000 or 5,000 baht that I have if I'm going to go and we're going to go to dinner and do a bunch of crap. But when I was in the States, I never carried any cash. I had my cards, my bank cards. They took that in anywhere. Why carry, a bunch of money around? And they just never carried that much cash.
Yeah.
I used to smuggle. I used to smuggle in bottles of booze in the concerts. Yeah. Yeah, we did that too. Or the football games, or when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Logan?
How you doing? Nobody would. They'd be all afraid to question you about anything, Daz. Scary dude.
It's.
You just knocked out your speaker and mic again, Dave. Good morning, Going Grays. Yeah, we have a minor technical hitch. Dave seems to have knocked his audio out again.
How about now?
Yeah, that's better.
Is it? Okay. I don't know what this thing saying my USB is not recognized for some reason.
You must be waving your hands around, Dave.
Yeah, it's not even recognizing it. Hold on a second. Let's see. How's that?
Yep, that's all right.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying for Logan, I saw some kind of a deal on, I think it was TikTok, and there was a gal on there with I forget the Jim Rogan or somebody interviewing a gal from North Korea, and they were talking, and I don't know if it's true or not or whatever, but they tried to escape to China, and they were up for sale. Her mom got sold, she got sold, and she was talking about the way that they get treated in North Korea. That she said she was looking. She was, I don't know how young she was. She was looking at a trash can, and asked one of the ladies there, so what is that? And they said, that's a trash can. That's what you throw when you want to throw stuff away. She said, we never throw nothing away. And she was talking about everything had to be collected and given. They cut their hair to start fires. If they were in there, they got 90% of their rice or whatever they were growing taken away. And then it was, I was hearing some stuff on there that didn't sound right to me. And it was an interesting thing. I don't know, maybe, you're in South Korea. I hope. You're not in North Korea, are you? But if you guys aren't subscribed, subscribe to Logan Going Grays. Got a good channel. Just want to get an account started. Start using Wise to build up the 800. Oh, I'll tell you what. If you get a Bangkok bank account, you can move the thing over in one shot once you get a bank account. They're the only bank that I know of that will let you bring a large sum of money into the country. Loretta's saying, hey, there's Sean, what's up? If you carry a foreign currency of more than 20 US in or out of Thailand, you need to file a report to the customs department. You're supposed to declare it. And I don't think they do anything. They just want to know if you have it. I don't know, but whenever that's like my government saying, oh, we just want to know what you know what, go screw yourself. I don't want you to know nothing. But that's just me. I'm not a big government person. I'll probably lose a few more subscribers for that. I have something to show where the money came from. Withdrawal slip. I don't think you should have any problem, Ralph. I really don't. I would, like I said, you could try Bangkok Bank. I asked them if that was the one in Bangkok or was it every. She seemed to think it was every place, but it just seems like a weird thing to do. I mean, that's like going to the U.S. Embassy and putting my hand in the air and saying, "Yeah, I really do make $100,000." Give them $50 and then come in and get your retirement visa, which they don't do anymore, by the way, because they wanted them to honor it and say, if this guy isn't making that, you're going to be held liable. Australia backed out, the U.S. backed out, the U.K. said forget it. They don't do that anymore.
Yeah, all they were doing was saying, yes, you signed this piece of document. That's it. Then they don't know that you actually have that money.
No. Now Tom's saying SCB. I'm imagining that's another bank here, Tom. You can also bring in as much as you want. Yeah, I would try that one, and I would try Bangkok Bank just for shits and giggles to find out if all the branches are doing that. But according to them, you have to get it verified by the U.S. Embassy in Bangkok, which is a bunch of crap. But I would not bring large amount of cash by plane at present, transfer in your time. Yeah, I wouldn't either. And I told Meow and Jim that too, that you just transfer it in once you get here. They want to know how you got it, primarily for money. Yeah, money laundering. You know, that was the way it was, and I don't even know if they're trying to change that law too in the United States. I believe it was any transaction over 10,000 and over, they reported it to the government. So I always made my transactions 9,990, always. But I heard they're going to change that so that the government can find out if you move $1,000, which is a bunch of crap. But that's why I'm glad I live in Thailand.
America's gone kind of funny now with even the police will take money off you if you're going for a drive. You got over $1,000 in your pocket, they can do it under civil forfeit.
Yeah, because they're trying to get rid of. Back in the day, it was for drugs. They wanted to make sure, and money laundering, like you're talking about and stuff. So if you had a large sum of money, especially if it was found, I know a bunch of people that I knew that were growing and got popped with $200,000-$300,000 in cash. That was gone, man. And no longer, unless you could prove, they had to prove that it was how they earned that money. And of course, none of them could. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
There was an interesting video on Steve Lato's law a few weeks ago, it might have been a month or so ago, where one of these tin pot county coppers pulled over an armoured car and confiscated the money in the armoured car under civil asset forfeiture.
Oh, really?
Really?
So that's saying you can build money on Wise without having any other bank account. Yeah, I'm sure you can you? I don't know how you would get it to, how would you get it out to Thailand? I missed what Tom had said. As I'm trying to get the money converted into bot in the bank over there while the exchange, yeah, it's good. Never know when it's going to take.
That's a good move. Transfer your American dollars to the Bangkok bank, and then they convert it there. That way, you're not losing out on the exchange rate in the States.
Yeah,
I do the same for Australia.
Yeah, that's what it does with me, and it makes a big difference. I think it was Joe in his last video that said he bought his truck. It was $50,000 or whatever it was, and it was the same thing. We both came like within weeks of each other. We came in 2018, and he said if he was to buy that same truck today, he'd save $10,000 going from 30 to 37. That's what he said. I didn't see the figuring, but yes, I've also listened to that Joe Rogan podcast with Defector. Her story is likely accurate. I'd have to agree too. They have been experiencing it, and I knew nothing about North Korea. And also in that same thing, they said that the males there have to do 10 years in the service, and the women have to do, as soon as they get out of high school till they're 25, I think it said, have to be in the service. And I didn't know that they said that Korea is like number 2 with standing army, with people. I didn't know that either. I don't follow it too much. A lot of stuff that they said in that deal that I didn't know. One of them, you guys ought to go see it, because some of the stuff they said I don't really want to say on here on what they had to accumulate and give in, because they didn't have fertilizer. You can figure out what it was, but they had to collect that, and people would try to steal it from one another to meet their quota of what they needed to turn in. It was really, really interesting. But I'm with Logan. I think I believe it. I mean, that crazy bastard there, I wouldn't put anything past him.
Yeah, they if you own a cow and you kill it to eat it, then you will likely wind up with the left front hoof. The government gets the rest.
The rest of it. And that's what they said about all their food. It's weird. Dad says, bank don't care how much money you bring in, but don't exchange money at banks. Banks rates aren't good. What I do, what they've given me, I haven't changed. Wise might give you a better deal. I've been with Chase. I use them. If I transfer over $5,000 or more, they don't charge me anything. And even if I charge less than that, they only charge me $5. And then I have to pay whatever the bank has on that end, which isn't much. They always give me one bot under. Like if you say that the bot right now is 37.5, if I was going, I do it right on my phone. I go right into wire transfer and pull it up, put the amount that I want to put in there. It calculates how many bot it's going to be, and they use it, and it'll be 36.5. So I lose one bot on it. But I've been here 4 years. I've transferred God knows how much money here over the past 4 years, and I've never had a glitch from either Bangkok Bank or from Chase. So it's worth the one bot that I don't have to worry about it. If it comes down that I needed that one bot, then I would figure out another way to do it. But right now I don't have to have that. It isn't a big deal to me. You can open an account on Wise and convert money without sending to any place. I didn't know that. But you know what, Wise, I got a bad taste in my mouth. Charles Schwab, I opened up an account. I've said this before. And Wise, because Mike's from Live My Ass Off, TravelWise or whatever it was back then. They opened up the account. It was like $100 each I put in there just to open it up. And within days of each other, 2 weeks later, they sent my money back and said they gave me no reason why or what, but canceled both of them. So don't know why. Maybe I came up something. I don't know. Who knows? Let's see.
I think somebody mentioned it before. If you bring cash in, don't go to the bank and cash it, exchange it. There is a money changer called Super Rich, and they've got the best rates for cash.
Yeah, definitely don't do it at the airport. Definitely don't do it at the airport.
But they are also in some of the big supermarkets, but they also take money that has slightly damaged or has writing on it from the.
They don't like taking that stuff, do they?
No, but at the banks, if the money's not pristine, freshly ironed, they don't like it.
See, now that's what you just said, right? They have a Super Rich at the airport. Probably best now to bring much 10,000. And yeah, but I would think that if you could get, I got nothing bad to say about Wise except that they didn't want me, which I'm surprised my wife wants me. But I would get Wise, and you can transfer as much as you want and leave it there without a bank account. And then when you do get a bank account, you just transfer it over and you get the exchange rate. I'm imagining it doesn't change once you get locked into that and they give it to your Wise account. It doesn't fluctuate. I would have to 100% say that's got to be true. But if somebody wants to let me know, I wish I had a bank account right now. You know it. Not right.
That's the portable Wi-Fi dip media.
Oh yeah, he was asking about that. Now that's what I would do if that's the case in both yours, Sean, and Ralph's. I would get the Wise deal and transfer $100,000, whatever you want to do, and get the rate, and then just have it there. And then when you do open it, then you transfer it to the bank. That would be easier. But I don't think that you should have any problem with the 5 banks that are here or whatever's here in Thailand on a entry visa, on whatever visa, you should be able to get it. Probably going to have to go to immigration and get that paper. And it could be that you're staying in the Ritz-Carlton hotel. As long as that they have where it is, you shouldn't have a problem. You can open an account when you are here. I mean, I have a Wise account, but I hate that the withdrawal limit on the Wise card from the U.S. cardholders is only $250 a day. I'd rather use my Schwab card. Well, if you got Schwab, it's probably pretty much the same thing, except I don't know if you can transfer everything and get the exchange rate. I just don't know enough about it. Tom might. Tom's pretty good on that crap. Good to know, Desdream. Didn't know that I could convert currency in Wise without I didn't know that either. That is good. So I can keep it in the Wise account as bought instead of USD. That's what I'm imagining, Ralph. Yes. But we'll let Dan. I would imagine, yes. Even without a long-term visa to Tom, I'm imagining. Sorry, I didn't catch Tom's. Don't send your country's money directly to Thai banks. The rates are not good at the banks. Better to convert the money to bot first. Now that must be what Chase does, because it isn't. I'm getting that one bot difference, but I don't know. What does Wise give? Does Wise give you the full
Good morning
37.5 right now, or do they knock it down? How the hell do they make any money?
Everybody, please rise. Chuck from No Time to Be Sad is in the house.
Way down here. I've been threatening to come see you. How you feeling, by the way? Let's see, we have money on the line. Yeah, everybody's wanting to know how they could bring money into Thailand. Well, as we see that 37, what has it gone up in the last week from 2 points or from 35 to 37 and a half in the last week, I think, or more. But you're 98%. Well, I knew you had to be semi close because I watched your video this morning on your bike ride. I'm looking forward to Chuck's video tomorrow, which supposedly is supposed to give us an insight on how the universe works or something to that effect. So I'm looking forward to that. Well, if I missed something, guys, put it back in. Because I don't. Here's the link. Oh, okay. Is that to your thing there for?
Yeah. It's very good. The battery lasts a long time. Doesn't get hot. And you plug in a SIM card from Thailand, and it works well.
Yeah, when the rain lets up, maybe I think I'm going to go to, and this is for Chuck, to Bangkok or to John TM for that meetup thing that they're going to have on the 1st. Then I'll be back, but maybe sometime I know you're going to be heading back to Pachuap, probably close to the end of October. So maybe the second week of October, I might, if you don't mind, blow over on the Forza for one night, maybe get dinner or something, just to say hello and mainly to ride the Forza. But I might do that, but I'll send you something before that. Yeah, I just sent it. Yeah, and I didn't know that what Daz said. I didn't know that you could have it changed in Wise and set there. That's pretty cool. All right, good to hear. Thanks, Joey. We'll be back. Because you're going over for Thanksgiving, right? To Chuck's. You guys are going to all do that again. I think Mitch is going too. I'm not completely up on everything. I converted dollars to baht yesterday, 37.55. And it's just slightly lower than what you see on the internet. Yeah, and see, I mine's a baht different. So if it was 37.55 right now, they would give me 36.55. Them being Chase.
It's around 24 Australian dollars at 24 to the Australian dollar at the moment. It's not fluctuating like the American dollar.
That's what I heard. I heard the UK is the same way.
Yeah.
God knows why.
American dollar is fluctuating for some reason.
Yeah, something shady going on. I'll tell you that with the U.S. government. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Who would think? But I'll let you know. Oh, that's right. You've got the Christmas thing for the school. That's a cool thing Chuck does. If you guys don't know, which you shouldn't. Not today's video. Yesterday's video, 2 videos ago, Chuck doesn't release a bunch of footage on what he does for the kids. So he did 2 days ago, and that's what I did. That's why I did a short on that last one when we gave the 55-inch TV to the school. I don't know. I'm not going to do videos on it anymore. Just shorts so that people can say, "Hey, I was $5 of that." They can get in on it. Everybody's saying thanks to Brock. I just subscribed. Cool.
Yeah, I sent a link to Tom's channel for Ralph.
And I'm such a big YouTube channel. If you guys aren't subscribed to No Time to Be Sad, please subscribe. He needs subscribers. So
yeah.
He's doing good. You're starting to grow. I'm going backwards. I said it earlier, Chuck. I'm going backwards. I'm stuck at like 1,815, and now it's down to 1,811. So I'd pissing some people off somehow. I just don't know.
Yeah, I'm stuck at a massive peak of 59.
Huh? We got to get Brock over 100. Maybe I'll try Wise again. A bot's a bot. What would that be? Because I think the thing that I did notice is the beginning of last week, I'll go in there and I'll type it in to see what I'm going to get. And it was 100. I was going to bring over 5,000, and it was 178,000 baht. And when I checked it yesterday, it was 182. So I guess it makes a difference. So if 182,000 bought and I'm losing a bot, so what would I get? 1,100. So $30. Is that right? Yeah. Somebody that's a math major, let me know. But I think like 1,100 bot or something. But maybe I'll check into Wise again.
It makes a big difference when you think about it. You might say, oh, it's only a baht difference, but when you transfer $10,000, there's 10,000 baht.
Well, like I said, I did
$300.
Yeah, I didn't. Like Joe said in one of his 2 videos ago, when he bought his truck for 50 grand or whatever it was, and he, like I said, we both got here almost the same exact time in the end of 2018. If he'd have bought it today, he'd have saved $10,000. So that's a big chunk of money. Let's see. What did I miss? I didn't miss anything, right?
Yeah, the best exchange rate we had was when Australian dollar was on parity with the US dollar for about 2 minutes. It was getting 35 baht to the Australian dollar.
Wow.
That's when we bought the house and bought the land.
Yeah, the people, I'm hearing rumors it's going to go up to 40, but I don't know. I'm going to move money at 37 and a half. You know, I'm going to probably move money next week, middle of next week, I guess.
I think the Prime Minister wanted them to cap it back at 35, but it's pretty hard to say, oh, the baht's going to be 35 to the American dollar.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Costing money.
Maybe I should do that because I still haven't transferred over the 800 and put that in there. I haven't done any of that. I've been kind of sketchy on that. I don't know why, but because it isn't a pain in the ass. I learned that I just have to, when I go to get mine, I have to send to Bangkok and get a year's worth of statements, which you can't get at your local bank. They have to send away, and it usually takes between 5 and 7 days. But all the other paperwork is it's easy now. I mean, now that we have the new government center, and my wife, of course, if you've got somebody that speaks Thai, you pay 1,900 baht and once a year, and you get your retirement visa. And if you get a multi-entry, then it costs you quite a bit more, but it's a lot easier. I know that's why James did it too. He wasn't 50. That's why he got his elite. He'll go to the norm afterwards, although he'll probably pay somebody to do it. Let's see. Schwab has no fees. You can withdraw 1,000 per day with your Wise card. 100 USD per month? No, or less. ATM. Well, I know the ATM fees are free with Schwab, right? Any ATM fees you get back. I don't know much about either one of those, so I can't help anybody.
I haven't needed to use anything like Wise or don't know what a Schwab is. I just do go on the internet and internet banking and just transfer from my account to the wife's account in Thailand. It's easy.
Put this in there in case I didn't put that in today. There you go. There's anybody wants to jump
Chuck
on.
might want to come on and play.
He sounds bored. He's in good health. But he did. I kind of figured he had been feeling better because today he was on the bike to Mukdahan and back, and that had to be, I'm guessing 4 days ago, Chuck? I don't know.
A couple of days ago.
Yeah. So he has to be feeling better. He looked pretty miserable, man. He didn't look good, put it that way. I'm glad I haven't caught any of that crap yet. But that's why my wife didn't want me to go to the hospital when she had the surgery, because she didn't want me to get sick.
Yes, so hospitals are a great place to be if you want to get sick.
But yeah, you didn't look that good. You look better now.
I knew Chuck would go for the bait.
Hello. Can you hear me?
What's up?
Morning, Chuck. Yeah, coming through loud and clear.
But you did. You look like crap that couple of times when you went to the doctor and stuff. Now I don't know. I never. Did you have COVID or no? Not this time, but I mean it all.
I gotta kill the feed for the.
Oh, for YouTube.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Everybody was like, blah, 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 blah. What was the question?
No, what I'm saying is, have you ever had the virus?
No, I've never tested positive for it. No.
Well, the reason I was asking was I wanted to know, was what you had worse or was the virus worse? And from what I saw, and from what I saw Joe and everybody that I know, my daughter that had it, what you had was worse than the symptoms they had.
I can't say I've ever had bronchitis, but man, I'm not 100% still. It's been almost 2 weeks, but
wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I had something similar to this before all the COVID crap. Something similar to it, but I never went to the hospital to get diagnosed. I just suffered it out, But because of all the shit that's going on and we're traveling, I needed to make sure. Actually, I got the test at Joe's house. He said, just take the test. So I took the test. When I went to the hospital, they wouldn't even look at me until they swabbed me. So then I had to take another test, at the hospital. But whatever.
They give you the deep one or just the not so deep one?
Oh, yeah.
Shoved it to your brain?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Give it to me, baby.
That's what they did to me the last time I was in there when I was short of breath a year ago or whatever. As soon as I went in there, that's the first thing they did also. My doctor was there. I went to the private hospital. He was right there. As soon as I came in, he was right on me. The man's unbelievable. I can't say enough about what I got care here in Thailand in the hospital.
So I haven't talked to you guys in a while. How's everybody doing?
Doing pretty well.
And
in another 5 weeks, I'll be arriving in Thailand.
Really? You're going to get out of Pattaya, or are you just going to stay there?
I'm not going to go to Pattaya. Bugger that.
I'm kidding.
I might come to Pattaya for a meetup, maybe if I can get time. We're pretty booked with what we're doing.
Right. How long?
I'm only going for 3 months. 3 months.
Oh, that's a pretty good stint.
I think that's what Brock does. That's what you try to do every year, right?
Yeah.
When the virus isn't running around.
Yeah. I got all the kids in the village. Kids in the village are all excited because I'm going to do the Santa run again.
I'm sure they're going to ask me. I'm hoping that. I like my Santa Claus. That's from the Joe deal. I like Santa Claus. He's swinging a baseball.
You should come out here. You should come out here and do the Santa Claus thing out here at the school.
Yeah, I might do that. Like I said, I've been jonesing and talking about it. I've been talking on the live streams that I want to blow your way. I just want to get out on the Forza for, come up in one day, spend one night, and then come back the next day. Maybe just meet up, and I want to meet your mom.
You should wear the Santa suit the whole way here.
I could do that. I need to get one. Yeah. Do you have one, Brock? You have one, right?
Yes, I got a Santa suit there.
I don't have one. I got to try to. I got to lose weight. If they want me to lose weight to replace my knees, which I should be because I've turned into a fat bastard. But hey, Scott, how you doing? I don't know if I met Grace before. Hi, Grace. But I just want to get out of town but it's been raining like hell here. I don't know what it's been like in your neck of the woods, but it's raining
there. Yeah. I got to say hello to everybody. I'm not ignoring you. I just don't want to come on the chat and say hello to everybody.
Go ahead and say hello.
I see Aaron's leaving. Delivered your cup to Klaus. He really loved that. Really loved the cup a lot. Of course, Joe was wondering where his cup was. So.
Yeah.
Tell Joe if he goes fishing, he can get it. He'll probably get a cup. He still hasn't answered. I know you're busy. I know that there's I think that Alex Jiu-Jitsu Passport and maybe James are going to go, but me and Tim are going TNW.
Going where?
Going fishing. I know. I think you
Okay.
got invited, but it's Christmas. It's the 27th or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember that conversation a while back. Yeah, we won't be
Yeah,
able to do that.
you guys got too much stuff going on at Christmas
Yeah.
time. Because I'm going to go to John TM on my birthday, the 22nd of December, 23rd, and then I got invited by Louis Cabo. He's rented a bar for the night, the Sexy Bar, on Christmas Eve. So I'm going to go to that, and it's going to be interesting since I've never been to a bar like that before in my life. So it ought to be interesting. And then the next morning, we're going to fly over to out of Utapao, fly to Phuket, and then come back and go home. So it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. I've been threatening to go fishing like you have since I've gotten here. In 4 years, I haven't done any. So I'd like to go fresh or sea, whatever, saltwater. I'd like to do some freshwater fishing too for these big things they got swimming in some of the.
I have yet to do it, but they do have quite a few resorts, fishing
If you can-
resorts in Thailand that you
That's
can
what I
camp
heard,
out
too.
in. But I haven't felt like doing it yet.
Yeah, I haven't either, obviously. Yeah, it's all on me. I mean, it's not like I couldn't do it, but it's just I haven't done it. But I would like to. Like you were. My cousin was professional bass for 6-7 years, something like that, in Southern California. I was always I was a lazy fisherman. I had a boat with downriggers, and I put out and I troll and ding ding ding, okay, and I'd reel it in, drink my coffee, eat a donut, and throw it back out. But it was always fun. I always had a good time. I never got into the
I don't know if
bass.
they changed the rules in California, but when I was professional fishing, they wouldn't allow non-residents of California to get a fishing license there, so it was difficult to hold professional tournaments, in
Really?
California. I wonder if that has changed in the
I don't
last
know.
few years.
My cousin hasn't been doing it. I want to say close to 10 years since he stopped doing it. But he used to go to the Bass Pro Shops and throw the lures in the glass tanks and talk to people and stuff. But they were out of San Diego area, and they did a lot of stuff down there. But he won a couple of boats, and I think he won 3 in the time that he was doing it. But I never was. I don't know. Like I said, I was trolling by myself in the high Sierras, snow on the ground, loving life when I was. I was like you. I my whole life I knew I didn't want to work and strive for those 3 weeks a year that I got off. So I retired at 49 or 50, right about there. So I got to enjoy it a little bit, but because I know you were talking about it, I talk about it pretty much every live stream. If you can retire 5 minutes earlier than you plan on, retire 5 minutes early.
Well, I got a video coming out tomorrow. It was kind of a part of the video I did today, talking about
I watched it. Yeah.
About retiring, and why I decided to retire.
Cool.
At an early age.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll be watching it. Yeah, I saw yours today with the. Now I was going to ask you, what was the reasoning between changing the bikes? They looked so freaking similar. What was the? Well, just wanted a new one, or?
Well, actually, what started it is I went through some high water with the old bike, and then the bearing went out in the front wheel, and I started to try. I couldn't find a bearing for the wheel, so I was pricing new wheels, and to buy a whole nother bike was just a little bit more money for the new bike. So I decided to upgrade it. But during that process of buying the bike, I found the bearing. So I fixed the old bike, and I'm going to take it and just leave it in Prachuap. Yeah. But this one's a little bit lighter. It's an aluminum body. And the problem with that bike is it weighs about as much as a motorbike. I mean, it's heavy with the battery and the motor and all that crap, and my fat ass on it. So, yeah. But I love it, man. It's a good way to tour Thailand without stressing out about You get sometimes on the road bike, you get 20, 30 kilometers down the road, and then wind or the weather or you got to make a detour, and it wears hard on your body sometimes. So with the e-bike, I can just make up that little bit of difference on the
No, I think it's awesome. It looks like a good setup.
Long distance rides, yeah, but on short rides, 10, 20 kilometers, I ride my road bike. But anyway, people like to bust my balls about the about the e-bike. Like, well, whatever.
Hey, try it out. Smart man to me. Sounds like a smart man to me. Screw them. But, yeah, I don't know. Now, Daz, he's coming October, right? End of October. He said
the 15th, I think.
Middle of October. Now you're going back to Pachua.
Suitcase full of shit for me.
You're going back to Pachua.
Yeah, we're hoping that the house is done she says it's going to be done here soon, but we're hoping by the last week of October, because we got to go get it set up, and because it's empty, there's no furnishings in it, so we got to put it all together, and
that's cool. I think she's going to like it too.
Oh, she's going to really like her. Yeah. She'll have some people to talk to if she wants to that speak English, and I bought her a scooter today.
Did you?
Actually,
I want to see that.
I bought her a scooter a week ago. It's getting shipped today, and this thing is pretty cool. And it's like it's green, like bright green. So we got to figure out.
You're having it shipped to Pachua, I'm imagining.
Well, I'm having it shipped here because I want to do whatever modifications I need to do to make sure that I feel like it's dependable for her. Do I need to add another battery? Do I need to add a solar panel? How far will this thing go on one charge? And I got a light kit for it. This thing's going to look like a friggin' spaceship coming down the road.
So, got to get a kick out of that.
But I'm going to probably ship it with the post office. I imagine it probably cost about 5,000 baht or so, whatever, to ship it from here to Prachuap on the post office.
I paid 2,000 baht to ship my PCX from Kamala to Surin.
Yeah.
I think 2,000 is what I paid.
This is a little bit more bulkier, bigger. So we'll see. Right. We'll see what happens. I'm imagining
they'll do anything. Yeah, they do everything. So, yeah.
For 2,000 baht, somebody would drive it there for you.
What's that?
For 2,000 baht, somebody would drive it there for you.
Maybe you could have your mom follow behind you on the way.
Now, Klaus is thinking about coming up here soon. So I talked to him. I said, if we time it right, I could just put it in the back of his truck, and I'll just pay for his fuel cost to deliver it to Prachuap, And I can put the rest of my mom's stuff in the back of his truck, So,
yeah.
I got to get my mother-in-law one too. I've been threatening, but she wants a 2-wheel, and it has to have pedals. Yeah. So she doesn't want the 3-wheel, doesn't want the overhang. She just wants a bike that she can pedal if she wants to, or she can use the battery. Because she doesn't drive anything. She doesn't drive cars, doesn't drive scooters, walks everywhere, but she's willing to drive an electric scooter.
Yeah, well, whatever makes her happy. They got one now that looks like a motorbike, pretty much, but it's electric. It looks just like a motorbike.
Cool, I'm going to have to check it out. I told her I would get her one, but with everything that's been going on back and forth and stuff, I haven't had the time, although I've noticed, I'm going to say just driving around here in Surin, 5 big electric scooter places have opened in the last 3 months. Big ones, not just 3 bikes out front, like a Honda place, with the 50, 60 of them, different models and all sorts of crap. So I'm going to go check it out and see. She's a pretty good bird,
Well, I'll do a review on this thing in the next couple of days, but this thing's supposed to go 50 kilometers on one charge, and it's supposed to go between 30 and 40 kilometers per hour. And it's going to be pretty good, I think.
I think what I would do on maybe on my mother-in-law's too is I would put an extra, even if it's a smaller battery, an extra deal where you could manually switch it over. So in case she gets stuck at the halfway home or something, she could So you could push a
Well, you
switch
could
up on it.
the batteries are actually small. They're little, it's 4 12-volt batteries, but they're small batteries. You could add another one in series, to not
But
increase it
I'm
to 48 volts and make it,
right. Well,
make
I
it
was
walk
just
that
thinking
long
about having one
with a
like a
switch.
reserve, like a
Yeah,
reserve. You could hit.
yeah,
Because I know
yeah,
me. I know even me. I'll get out and I'll get not think about shit, and all of a sudden I'm going, oh crap,
yeah.
I'm down on empty.
Well, I
But
Well, there's
told her, I
home
mean, this
batteries.
thing's it's supposed to have pretty decent gauges where you can monitor this crap. But like if she wants to go to Lotus, dude, everywhere in Thailand there's a plug somewhere. I
plug it
told
Yeah,
in.
I said you can go to Lotus and park underneath the overhang, and nobody gives a crap. And that's one good thing about Thailand is nobody's constantly in your business. I said you could
Right.
just park your scooter under that overhang and just slip a plug in the hole, go and shop for a couple hours, and then you don't have
Yeah.
to worry
See.
about anything. But they've
Yeah,
got
you're right.
really, they also got pretty good solar panel systems now with a module that will, and it's so hot in damn Thailand. I could probably put a pretty big solar panel on the roof, and it would probably charge it up,
That's
in
true.
decent
Yeah, because
time.
it's got a roof. The one you got's got a
Yeah,
roof. Yeah, that'd probably be a good
yeah,
idea. Yeah.
yeah.
put a
So,
small trailer on the back with a Honda generator.
I've got my little. I got my little 1,000 watt 7,800 baht that I paid for. It's the same size, almost identical China ripoff of a Honda 1,000 EQ quiet generator. Is awesome, and it's nice
yeah,
to have because what I did once we were out for maybe 6 hours. I started up the generator and ran my ponds. I ran the ponds and everything, the pumps and the filters and the UV and everything right off of it.
mhm,
It was awesome. That's the one I use for camping, and I still got to go camping. I still haven't done that. I've got the tent that goes in the truck bed, and I had it set up, and I just recently pulled it back out because we needed to go pick up a bunch of shit. So I'll be doing a camping one here shortly.
One,
when I ride my little e-bike, man, it's so cool. Like the sense of freedom. Like I don't have to put gas in this damn thing, And when you pass everybody up on their motorbike, they're like, it's so funny to see their expression because this little thing will go 52 km/h. My
That's
bike,
unbelievable. That's
yeah, and then
unbelievable.
you pass them up, and they're like, "What the hell just happened?"
yeah,
You know, it's funny.
yeah. I like the comment that how come I'm going so fast? Yeah, because I'm a falang. I'm strong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They got. I've
See,
used
we
that a
pay
couple times.
attention, Chuck.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey Grinch, what's up?
Morning, Grinch.
Yeah, I'm gonna find. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I'd like to get her something like that, but I think it'd be too big for her. I think
Yeah.
she'd be intimidated by it. Your mom doesn't seem like she's going to be intimidated by
Well,
much.
let her
know
look
her.
at the one because it's
Yeah, that's what I'm
actually
gonna do.
it's like a little car, and the back seat kind of flips up, and then it has like a truck bed. It turns into like a truck bed in the back, so they can put a bunch of crap in there. But really, you probably would feel more secure and closed in this thing.
That's what I thought. Well, you know what I did when you do it, I'll make her watch your video and see what she says. I don't know. I'd like to get her something. She doesn't go anywhere. She's got a bike, but she doesn't ride that much, being over here
Yeah.
because my semi-dirt road out front, which they say they're gonna pave, but we'll see.
Well, like
But this last rain,
if this thing works out, I'll share the link to the place that I bought it
okay,
from.
cool.
But I got it online. I bought it actually on Lazada. I was going to get it from a dealer, but the same one was 38,000 baht, and I got it online for 31,000.
Wow.
And it's supposed to have everything on it, but I don't have it yet. So we'll see. We'll see when I get it. Maybe it's missing a roof or something.
Is
But
it coming from China or is it coming from Thailand?
I think all of those things are made in
China.
China. To be honest
China.
with you, I'm
Yeah, I
pretty
think so, too.
sure. But I mean, it's coming from a Thailand distributor.
Okay.
There's many distributors in Thailand, but I'm sure ultimately this thing's coming from from China. I wouldn't say that there'd be anything wrong with that. I mean, they're probably more advanced at that technology than anybody else.
I
Because
think so
if
too.
you look at it if you look at the ones in America, for the same similar thing, you're going to spend almost $3,000 for that,
Right.
and it's just not. People buy a golf cart before they would buy these
Buy
things.
that. The only thing that I've heard, even on China scooters, is once you get them, if you tighten up every connection on them, rip all the gas lines out, replace all the stuff, tighten all the bolts, they're fine. Their quality control is like not as good as something like Japan or whatever.
Right.
But the actual deal there, they're okay. Just gotta watch everything. They like to leave a lot of crap loose.
Well, I agree 100%. That's why I'm having this thing shipped here in case I want to make sure it's okay before she gets it in, and make whatever modifications I need to make, so.
Yeah, the radio and the boom box and all that.
But
kind
it doesn't
of stuff.
come with one, and I don't know that she needs that crap, but I could put it on there.
Yeah.
You're gonna have more fun. You're gonna have more fun.
Donna Summer. Yeah.
You're gonna have more fun bolting all the shit on it than I could see that coming. But
that's my buddy in Thailand.
That's cool, man.
They have kits that completely enclose those things too, right? Zippers or something.
I've seen it, but I haven't researched too much on this particular unit. But some of the ones are square, like the older one. This one's more aerodynamic, so I'm sure you could get something. It's got a windshield and a wiper on a windshield wiper.
Really?
And a wiper.
And a wiper, yeah. And two mirrors on the side. Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe that shit won't be there when it comes. That's the extra, 7,000 baht, right?
You probably got. You know what I found out? Every time that I've gotten super good, dirt cheap deals on Lazada, like I bought a couple of battery packs. The ones that you can recharge from the sun and all that kind of crap for the camping deal. So you can run 220 or whatever off of it. Every time I bought and thought, oh, look at this one. Instead of 8,000 baht, this one's 4,300 baht or something like that. And I bought something like that, like it's happened about 5 different items. All of a sudden they don't have it. 3 days later, oh, sorry, we don't. Yeah. We ran out of that.
Yeah, upsell.
And I go, well, you got my money now. They've always given my money back. I got nothing bad to say about Lazada. Everything that I've gotten I had no problem with. And I get shit 10, 20 things a week here. My mother and father-in-law just look at me and shake their head.
Well, it was 31,000 baht, so I did do some research on the company that's delivering it, and it's a legit place in Bangkok. They sell a lot of all different types of e-bikes and stuff. So the place is legit, but it just didn't have a lot of information on the unit itself. Like what exactly does it come with, other than the specs of it's a 750 watt motor and the battery warranty and just little stuff like that. But it didn't give too much other details. So I'm about, does it even come with a roof, But so I don't know. We'll find out.
You can get all this stuff. Don't worry. Just pay more and we'll send it to you.
Yeah. Oh, I have one in the truck here. Would you like to buy that for 10 grand? I'll put it on right now. I was like, no problem, asshole. You're on video right now. So no.
Here's one Jim really likes. Jim really likes Chuck. Chuck's his favorite YouTuber.
Thank you, Jim.
Right, Jim?
Thank you very much. I don't believe you.
Do you know Jim? You know Jam? Jim. Jam. That's Jim. Yeah, that's Jim. They're going to be at this meetup.
Jam says Jim is I'm the reason why he wanted to. She said it kind of in a bad tone, like you're the reason why he wants to come here. Damn it.
They are two of the greatest people I've met, nicest people in the world. They'll probably end up one of these days, I'm sure, cruising by your neck of the woods. But really good people, really good people. And it's weird because their story is Jim worked for God knows how many years at at Disney World, and Manow has been in. Now Jim can verify. I don't know exactly. 20 years. She was in 25 years in the States, and now they both retired at the same time and just moved here 2 months ago, month and a half ago. But good people. So I'll give you a heads up on in case
Tommy J keeps asking me about slime in my tire because I know the thing is green, like the green slime.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's relating it to that. But actually, it's not a bad idea. But I don't think they sell that stuff here in Thailand, or maybe something similar.
Cheaper just to put new tires on.
I don't know if it does ruin your tires. I know that.
But she's not going to be going like highway speeds on the thing, But there is a lot of crap on the roads.
It's going to be interesting. What kind of tires are on there?
They're little tires,
Are they're tube tires or air tires? They got to be.
Right? I don't know. It might be tube. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah. I think they're like little. They're either 9 or 10-inch wheels on there. Probably 10.
I'm interested. I can't wait to see this thing. I'm interested.
I know my mom's pacing the floor downstairs right now, waiting for it to get here.
Is she?
Yeah, she's
excited then, right? Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like she seems like. I look forward to meeting her. She seems like a good lady.
Morning, Cara. If you're
I'm glad that she's here. I give you a lot of credit. I know I got a bunch of a couple of people got sent to internet. They got kicked off the channel saying stuff about some stuff about you and some other shit. But anyway, I give you the biggest kudos, heads up, thumbs up. Bringing my mother here, I think I'd rather, I'd take the bullet. And but she seems like, I think it's perfect. I mean, I don't know what she thinks now. She's been in Thailand how long? Month and a half, 2 months now?
A little over 2 months. Daz says he's going to go to sleep. Don't listen to Daz. He doesn't sleep. Good night.
I'm imagining he's going to come the middle of October your way. So maybe I'll try to time it the same time and come for a day when he's here, because I'd like to meet him also. So maybe I'll do that, Daz, if you're having fell asleep.
On the mother thing, it's been pretty difficult. Like the comment section's been pretty brutal on this whole thing, but I guess everybody relates my circumstance to something out of their own circumstances. So everybody just needs to do what makes sense to them. But
exactly.
It's been, it's difficult when somebody's talking about your mom,
Exactly.
Bitch, I'll slap the crap out of you,
whole different ball game when wives are brought into it, when mothers, family, any family's brought into it.
But hey, it's been 98% pure awesome,
good.
With the comments.
Good. And I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be. I mean, like I said, I give you ups. She seems like she's perfectly content on being here now, which is awesome. She might Jones for going back. If Jones for going back, go back and visit and then come back. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, me, when I was on the every 3 or 4 months and go back for 2 weeks because of my grandkids and my kids and stuff like that, doing the FaceTime thing for 3 or 4 months and going back for 2 weeks was perfectly fine with me. But if you're, I don't know. I love Thailand. I'm going to be here till they're going to have to kick me out, kicking and screaming, and I'm going to die here. There's no doubt in my mind. I love Thailand. Got to love Thailand, right? I think, but I think it's awesome. Like I said, my mother came for 2 weeks when I was in Costa Rica in a big mansion on the side of the hill for 8 months. I had a bunch of people come. She came with her friends, and I love my mother to death. But boy, after that 2 weeks, she wanted to stay 2 more. I said, why don't you go home? You come back you come back later. She's a good one. She is art, but she's 90 now. So I couldn't. She's gonna take off and go back east. She keeps on saying every time she goes somewhere now, this is the last time I'll be visiting the East Coast. This is the last time I'm going to Australia. This is the last time I'm going. I said, Mom, you telling me it's the last time? You're gonna be here long after I'm gone. But she's a good one. But I couldn't. I give you, it's mothers are mothers. I mean, it can't be easy. Put it that way. I don't think it'd be easy for me.
I'm not really thinking much about it. I've kind of put myself in a position in this part of my life to not really worry too much about, am I going to live in Thailand forever? Or what am I going to do tomorrow? I just, I know what I need to do. And I knew I couldn't, I'm worried if my mother was by herself in Texas,
Exactly.
And
Yes.
there's nothing that, and I don't want to move back to Texas. Right. So we had a whole list of things that we could have done, but just ended up, after going through all of that stuff, just didn't make sense. And this made more sense to me. At the time, it didn't make sense to my mom, or she was just never really thought about that, But now if you ask her today, and I got her on camera this morning talking about what she thinks about it, and she's just in awe. Like this is an awesome place to be in her life right now, to be in the situation. So,
That's my advice to anybody.
I wasn't really thinking too much about I knew it was going to be a struggle, really, because I'm going to have to do this on my own. Like, I'm not going to put the weight on Paige's shoulders, her family, or anybody else. I'm going to have to absorb whatever problems that she's going to be going through. I'm going to have to try to work that through. And I didn't expect things to level out as fast as they did with Prachuap. The whole house bill wasn't even my idea. This was Joe's. Joe calls me on the phone one day, like in a panic. Hey, dude, you got to do this. You got to do this or build this. And I'm like, hey, I'm not interested, bro. I'm drinking my coffee. I haven't even pooped yet. I don't care about what, a rent house. My mom just got here. So anyway.
The thing that I look at when I see the videos, she looks content. I mean, I don't know her, but just what she comes off as, she's like, okay, I'm here now. This could work. This is, I don't know what she thinks about the food.
Nobody knows where I come from. Nobody knows where we come from. Nobody really knows the circumstances that led us up to this point. It's, I've shared a lot of that on the internet, and most of it's just nobody's damn business. But we all have to do what makes sense in our own lives and for our family. And, and I would never, my mom, she could say, no, I'm not doing this. I don't have her hostage here, So it just.
Well, I'm sure you've been accused of that, though. You've been accused of that, though, I'm sure.
It's been, for me,
I think she picked the best place. I'm telling you, if I wasn't stuck here in Surin, I'd be in Prachuap. I don't know in that exact area, somewhere between Hua Hin and Prachuap. Some in that stretch somewhere is where I'd be.
Dave, I got to tell you something. You're not stuck anywhere, bro.
I know. My wife, you know what it is? When I came to the realization, and like I said, for me, the way that my life has been and the way that I'm at now, I couldn't have orchestrated a better end for me, at all. But with her and then her family. Now I could, in my mind, I could move someplace because she could get, for TOT, there's places all over Thailand that you could go. But what I found out later was not only that if I went someplace, I'd have to get a place for her mom and dad or bring them. I got no problem with that. Then I found out that the 20 years she spent at TOT is like her second family. When we had that wedding, all the people that helped, they were all her TOT friends. They love her to death. They're like family. They're like brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles. She's not going anywhere. So I said, you know what? It's okay. But she'd known from the beginning. Once I get everything back to normal and I go for the 2 or 3 weeks every 4 months, during the time I'm here, I'm going to be traveling. I put a limit on stuff. Like when you guys went, I know that I was invited, but I could have went for 3 or 4 days. I kind of missed the old bird. And I never thought I would. I mean, I used to go out with on the road on the motorcycles and be gone for 3-4 days and never even think about this one. And I love that one to death. And now with this one, after 2 or 3 days, I'm going, God, I kind of miss my wife. It's a weird feeling, So I do. But I do want to start doing a little bit more traveling. And I just miss the water, man. But like give me Ko Chang, or I had to cancel that. I had a week from the 15th to the 22nd going there. Now the kids are going to stay in school. The one has the Thai dance thing going on. And the little one, she needs to sing. And the teacher basically said, if you don't hang out here and still go to school and do everything, then when we go to Germany next year, you won't be eligible to go. So
hang on, I just got somebody. Jam says she can take my mom's tricycle to Joestown. Okay, you're hired. Done.
She probably would. I guarantee you. They're good people, man. And I met them both when I went to TNW Tim's in Udon. I met them there, and they're nice, really good people. That's what, I've said this before to Mitch, and we talked about YouTube's a pain in the ass, and this one's this, and this troll's this, and this is that. And I said, you know what, though, that 99.9%, I wouldn't know Chuck. I wouldn't know Mitch. I wouldn't know anybody that's here. I wouldn't know any of them. I'd be sitting in Surin going, God, I don't know what to do. I don't know anybody. But
I love you.
The people that
we're able to share our stories and let people look at things. Maybe they'll see something differently by viewing your channel. Or YouTube is awesome. It's been really awesome for you. Awesome for me too.
The people can bitch about it. I got nothing. I wouldn't have it. And like I said, everybody that I've met, and I haven't met Brock yet, and I haven't met a few people, but everybody that I have met you're exactly just like you are right now. And that's what I'm looking for. I want to surround myself with people, good people that they're all the same. Mitch was the same way. Everybody that I met, Tom, everybody. And they're all from YouTube.
I think the only thing for us, and I think a lot of people, they don't quite understand when we talk about trolls or we mention a comic, because I know they don't want to hear about it, but it's part of our life. Like, we're consumed by this idiocracy sometimes, so we have to share it. We feel like we have to share it sometimes. But, this is something that we've never encountered in our life. Like, some grown-ass man's not going to come up to you, hey, you look like a bitch.
Right.
Who's going to do that in real life? And it's difficult to see this. Like, I can't, like some guy, and I'll tell you his name. I just blocked him. That's just funny. His name was, I forgot his name. Some kind of something Falang. Hang on. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He's out of my life. But he's like, he goes, your haircut, you look like an American douchebag that's trying to stay young with that haircut. And I'm like, what the hell is your problem? I told him, I said, this isn't some pre-teenager chat site. If you ever said that to an adult, they'd probably backhand you.
They don't. They have. I've come to realize they have absolutely no life. They're pissed off because you're enjoying your life, or I'm enjoying my life, or Brock's enjoying his life. They can't stand it. It drives them insane that they're so miserable that they've got to say shit to people. But it's part of the deal. Like I said, I'm willing to put up with it because I met people like you and Mitch and, everybody that I've met. Hey, it's a no-brainer for me. But you're right. Once in a while, James kind of corralled me a couple of times saying you need to calm down and just let it go. And I can do that to a certain point. I do draw the line on my family, any of that stuff. I draw the line at that. And then I'll react differently. But for the most part, they're coming after me, calling me Santa, Fat Santa, Gandalf. Yeah, that's all true. You can say whatever you want. It's true. Don't lie about me and say the truth. Hey, I got no problem with that. Somebody could come up to my face now, maybe not 15, 20 years ago. They can come up to my face and say something, then there's going to be a problem. Now it's like, please go away.
When I first started doing the Thailand YouTube, there wasn't so many YouTubers. Really, there was only, there wasn't very many. Now there's like a lot. And it's kind of brutal. I mean, I don't know what it is about and I don't know, I don't do videos in any other countries, but it just seems like the Thailand YouTube scene is crazy, and some of the jealousy. And some of the idiocracy between the two. But I've met some real nice YouTubers and with some crazy ones, But I don't spend my time reaching out to other YouTubers.
The only
there are some
person,
crazy bastards out there.
the only people that I was interested in was you and Joe, and then I met Rob because he was the one. That's why I went to Kamala, but never hung out with him or anything. He's not a bad guy or anything. But everybody that I met, like I said, Mitch and everything like that, it makes it worth it to me. I'll do it. Like I said, I'll keep doing this until it's not fun anymore. It doesn't matter whether I have 5 people watching and 100 subs or whatever. If we're all having fun, that's all I care about. I just want to have a good time,
Yeah.
And it is fun. I mean,
only do what you want to do. If you want to have a big thick beard, you want to have a flat top, who cares? Just do whatever makes sense to you.
Yeah, make me happy. And like I said, you with your mom, I think is awesome. She seems like she's and I know you enough to say that you want to do anything that makes your mom happy, and have her in good spirits. And I think you've done the best thing. I think it's the best place from what I've seen. I don't know anything about her or you in, a lot of stuff, but she was going to sit there in that place. Why not come? She's having fun. It looks like to me she's having fun. When her limits are met, she stays in and goes to sleep, or she doesn't, go. That's the way it should be,
Well, I'm trying to coach her to be positive, and this has been the hardest challenge is coming from America, where when you look at something, it's always in a negative way, yes. and I have to point it out to her sometimes. I'm like, she'll say about 20 words, and then all of a sudden she'll say, "Oh, it's a nice day," and I'll say, "Okay, look, this is the first nice positive thing you've said in the last," and I have to tell her what she's saying. It's like, we got to stop the negativity, constantly, because I don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it, and it's not healthy, So right. That's been the biggest challenge, is trying to look at something in a positive way instead of always straight negative is the easiest thing to do right off the bat, So,
but I know I was that way too, and a lot of people coming from the United States, I look at things way more positive just being around, like Paige. I could just look at Paige and my whole day is like, I'm going to have a good day. The woman is so full of, I don't know, she's an exceptional woman is the only way that I could put it. She's just an exceptional person.
She's perfect for me because she doesn't care about so much stuff, overthink,
Right. And with my wife, it's always positive stuff. Maybe it's just Thai people. I don't know. But the people that I'm around in the United States, and I was one of them, was like, you're always looking at the negative. Crap. Now it's all 90% positive for me now, where it was probably the opposite coming from the U.S. And I like it a lot better. And people like it. They don't want to.
I had to block a lot of. I had a lot of new subscribers now. A lot of them are older women, wanting to follow along, and right. I've had to remove quite a few of them from my channel because it doesn't matter what I come up with a solution. Like, okay, we're going to do this. It's like, oh nope, they have to intervene. That's not going to work because you need to do this. You need to keep her with you. You need to all these things. And I mean, not off the bat, I got rid of them, but after a while, it's like, it doesn't matter what I do. It's automatically never a good enough solution. It's never good enough. So.
From what I've seen, and I only see what you have in the videos, it seems like you took her to a bunch of places. She looked at a bunch of places. She found a place that, hey, this might work. And she's going to have a place there. She looks happy to me, man. That's all I would ever want for anybody in my family, whether it be my mother, my son, my daughter, my grandkid, anybody. Just want you to be happy, right. Just be happy with your, in life. And I found it here in Thailand because when I came here, I was a mess. I was, when you're around someone for 30 years and all of a sudden they're gone, it's like it really screws with your head. And it took me a long time. And I thought, like I said, I never thought about offing myself or doing anything like that. But I didn't care about living or dying either. If I got hit on the scooter, I got hit on the scooter. Not a big deal. It didn't until I met until I met Nitnoy. And then it was like, hey man, life's worth living. That's why I tell people here, if you're sitting in the United States and you're just sitting there, come to Thailand, check it out. Don't think that life is over because your wife died or, you're by yourself and, oh, poor me. Come here because there's God knows why. But some of it, like I said, I've told people before, oh, they just want your money. Well, no shit. What, would you want to live in poverty or would you want to better yourself? Now, it's one thing to try to steal something from somebody, but if you want to live that way and travel with somebody and it comes into a relationship, hey, God bless you. But did it start that way? Sure, they want, as soon as they know that you're retired and you're bringing in at least retirement money, that's almost rich to them. That's 10 times what they can make working in Thailand. So, I've got no complaints. My wife loves me, and I look at her going, are you sure? Do you need glasses or something, honey? Because something's screwed up here. She's a good woman, and I believe her, and I'm glad that I can leave my retirement. Let's see.
Oops, Chuck's frozen.
I think he froze. Hey, Randy, I didn't see anyway. A new Thai restaurant.
Good morning, Randy.
Looking for Paige and Chuck. I think he put himself on hold, or he pulled the switch. Either way.
He'll be back.
Chuck is an asshole. Yeah, that's maybe all three of us will hang out, no problem then, because I know I'm an asshole. But when are you going? Are you gonna go to
Hi, Jack.
Tap Phnom? Are you gonna go there when you come here, or straight there, or are you gonna hang? And you don't have to answer on here if you don't want to, but let me know because I'll meet up. I'll go then because I just want to get. I want to put this just in case he doesn't. He did it on accident. Just in case I'll come for a couple of days and we'll at least hang. And I think he did it on purpose. He said, "I screwed these guys. I'm out of here." But
the power went out, so I'm on my phone right now. So I don't know if it's going to work or not. Tethering off my internet. I don't know. The power never goes out here, but it's out now.
As soon as it goes out, my little 7, I've tethered to that numerous. Whenever I'm traveling, I end up on that 7. Works fine. I haven't had any problem. Who do you have? Anyway. Internet or your phone? True. I heard AIS is good.
I upgraded though. You can, like any of the services, there's an upgrade you can do on all of them, and so
that's what I'm supposed to get. My wife says it's expensive.
Say hello.
Hello, Mom.
Morning, Cara.
Huh? Yeah, this is Santa Claus and Santa's helper.
How you doing? I'm going to come visit. I'll come visit. Within the next couple of weeks, I'll come up.
He said Santa's coming to town soon, so.
Yeah, I will be.
Yeah, she said she's going to get her new bike at 3:00. It's going to be a great day. See, I told you she's excited.
We'll go riding when I come. She can follow the Forza. I'll be on my bike.
We'll have to come visit and take it for laps around the block.
What does Jazz say? No, I have to hang at home for a while before I go visit. Oh, okay. Yeah, you got to get all your shit. Let me know when you're going to go, and I'll come to Tap Phnom for a day or two, and just for the hell of it, just to piss everybody off. But
Daz made a comment, said that I'm positive that I'm an a-hole. But
that's why I said then I said, so all three of us should get along because
I don't have too many friends. And
I'm positive that Chuck is now.
You guys know me, and I'm pretty much say. I think we all pretty much say what's on our mind. But I think a lot of people, they don't get along well with us because we do speak our mind. So, and I'm not the one that I complain about stuff quite a bit, but more in a sarcastic way. Than just constantly bickering about or complaining about solutions or something like that. But I do like to be sarcastic. quite often.
That's
I'm
what I
just
like
a
about you.
professional Australian.
Yeah, most Australians are assholes, so that should be no problem. But
that's why we get along.
Yeah, exactly. But I like it that way, man. I don't want somebody to hold back or try to pussyfoot around or whatever. You got something to say, spit it out. Get it out. Besides the fact that I don't like people lying, so most of the time, if you're speaking like that, you're speaking the truth. And because I've got friends and people that I've known, not friends, people that I've known, they don't even know that they're lying anymore. They've lied so much that they don't know. I'd rather have somebody. My mom taught me that from way. If you got something to say it. Okay, ma.
Yeah.
Nice Italian mother. But and the guilt thing. We were on a guilt trip. I think Italian mothers are the best. Now Jewish mothers might run a close second to guilting their children. My mom was good. She knows it doesn't work anymore, so she doesn't do it with me anymore. But I think speaking your mind's a good thing. But you have a tendency that people think you're an asshole if you speak your mind. So I don't.
Yeah, the problem is that sometimes we should hold back sometimes and consider. Because I don't really know the other person's feelings that well, and if I don't know my limits sometimes, and I shouldn't say some of the things that I do, and sometimes I have to back up and apologize. But when you're on the comment section and somebody says something to me, I'm going to say it right back, and it's like unexpected. Like they weren't expecting me to. Oh, I see you're sensitive on the subject. I'm like, why am I sensitive? Because I said something smart to you back. I thought we were having a fun conversation, but now all of a sudden it's a sensitivity thing.
I should censor myself. I agree. I should censor myself sometimes, and I do think about things before I open the pie hole sometimes. But I noticed, and with my mother, the older that you get, the less you don't care. You say whatever. My mom, I told my mom, what my aunt, she thinks that her kids they're up on a pedestal up here that one of her kids could stab somebody right in front of her and turn to her and go, Mom, I didn't do that. No, my son didn't do that. And that's the way she is. And my mom will say, boy, your son sure looks fat today, Dolly. And I'm going, Mom, why would you say that to her? You know that the sun sets and rises on these kids. And I know. Sometimes I think about it afterwards. But she said, it seems like the older I get, I just don't care. I'm going to say whatever I want to say. I said, well, you can do that with me because I don't care. But I said, you're going to piss a lot of people off. She says, well, I don't care. And I said, well, then you should be fine. But the older you get, so I guess in that thing, I'm not looking to get any better, although I want to be, because like you said, sometimes I think about stuff and I get it halfway out and go, you should have just shut your mouth. You shouldn't have
This
said
is
that.
why I get along so well with my mother-in-law. Actually, if I could speak Thai really perfect, she probably wouldn't let me live here. But we do get along pretty good. And when she's got something to say, she just says it, She doesn't hold back. Like I'll be complaining, I'm trying to take a nap on the couch. It's like, it's loud. And she's like, it's this Thailand. If you don't like it, go back to America.
I could tell you kind of got some kind of a special relationship with both your in-laws. We're what I see.
They're awesome.
Yeah. It's good, man. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, I love Thailand. I'm going to die here. You still say, well, I don't know where I'm going to be. I'm going to be right here. I can honestly say that. I will not don't want to go back to the U.S. I want to travel a little more. I want to go to Japan and the Philippines and Vietnam and Laos and Cambodia and travel, but I got to wait for my passport. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to go back and live anywhere else. Now, like I said, maybe if Thailand became a communist country, or I don't know, something like that transpired, then maybe. But if it stays like it is now, I'm not going anywhere.
I'm
waiting to see you. I want to see the pool built and all that stuff. So then I'm
I have a
looking
feeling
forward.
that's gonna be a long damn time down the road, unfortunately.
It sounds like a great idea, though.
Oh, it will be. Then once that's done, then mom can stay. I told my mom, I said, once this thing is done, you can stay here. And,
Right.
I'm sure, I don't know if we'll be traveling as much later on in life or not, but I plan on hiring a live in to take care of everybody, my mother in law, my father in law, my mom. Just hire somebody
Right.
to help with the cleaning and this and that, I said you could just stay here, and I'm gonna have to put an elevator, I think, up to get up here. But yeah, it'll be
Well, good.
great
I'm
once
glad
it's
you're
done.
putting it in for them. So when I come, I'll have an elevator. Thank you. Oh, Manaus, water. My lovely wife went to the green market, so I know I've got Isan sausage. No?
Don't have anything sealed in
Uh-oh.
there. But have what another food my mom made.
Her mom making other food.
You want? No?
No, not now. That last video, she usually doesn't talk because my wife doesn't think that she speaks good English. But I had her explain that holiday or the giving to the dead or whatever it was yesterday, and she was the one that gave me that whole scroll of everything that why, because I get a lot of people whenever I film anything like that, like the grandparent when we gave them that, what is it called, Brock? The thing that you put at the temple, what is it called?
Chedi, Chedi.
You'd think I could remember one freaking thing. They ask, what does this mean? What is this? Even with the Thai dance, what is this symbolizing? The green giant and this and that. And so now when I do it, she finds it all, and I put that scrolling in there. And as she was talking, it explained what they were doing. Because I don't know, but people have asked for it. Well, it would be nice to know why they're doing this or what they're doing this for. And I'm going, it's hard for me because I don't know what the hell they're doing it for. So I like to learn because I like to find out about Thai culture. I just am very interested in. I still don't know enough about Buddhism. I'd like to find out about that. Not that I would convert to a Buddhist, but I'd like to know what my wife's religion is, just for the hell of it. What is Tommy saying? The Chuck compound?
Yeah, when I get the pool and everything, it'd be like an old folks' home,
That'll be nice.
Yeah.
I'll be coming. The elevators, especially. I'll be right there, man. No doubt. Gotta learn the house.
See you, Tim. Have a great day.
All right, Tim. Take it easy. If you guys aren't familiar with that, Tim's way down there. Subscribe. He's got a great thing on a build. He did way better than I did in documenting it. But he's about that close to moving in. So if you're not, check him out. Let's see what Chuck, some of your videos thoughts have really helped me in learning and dealing with my Thai mate. Mean a lot. Sean's his name too, by the way. But yeah, I don't know, man. You were the first one. You and 20 Seconds in Thailand, Rob and Joe. Joe, he was brand new, pretty much out of the gate, and I started watching him through you, pretty much. And it is the videos are great. The thing that I told you this before, you never say to anybody, "This is what you do when you go to immigration. You have to do this." And this is what happened to me when I went to immigration, and that's the way it should be, because that's the way it is in Thailand. Because in your province and mine are both totally different. They might want something different. They're going to do it. But you've always said that too, is this is our life. This is our experiences, and we're sharing them with you. We're not telling you that you need to get this or you need to get that or do this or that. And that's what I like. That's why I started kept watching.
I'd say most of the time, if I share something about dealing with the government in Thailand, it's never like it's always some drama. It's never smooth. But I'm not going to sugarcoat everything. It is what it is. It's whatever happens to me happens to me. But yeah.
Joe wants to know if he can get a room. So you could put rooms in and rent them out there at your compound. No problem. People would come.
Put some in the shed.
I don't know, the price that you paid for that place out there, I would have taken it in a heartbeat just to have it sitting there, even if I didn't go.
Mike and Nicole are getting the house down the street, right? You saw that?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I think they're getting that for 7,000. It's a nice little house. It needs some stuff to make it livable, like in the kitchen area and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would redo it, but definitely, yeah.
I mean, originally this unit that I was going to get was going to be 6,000 something baht, but it was going to be furnished. So, and it's actually perfect that it's not big, because my mom doesn't really need she doesn't want a big space. And
more to clean.
People are talking about how the bedroom's set up and there's no window and this and that. And actually it's perfect in my mind because it's loud in Thailand. And where the bedroom's positioned, that she's going to be kind of, unless Vince is noisy next door, it's going to be quiet. When she sleeps, she don't have to deal with the dogs and the chickens and the motorbikes and all that crap. So I think it's going to be perfect. But it's only 5,000 baht. But that's because
crazy.
We didn't really want it furnished, because just think of all the that's 12,000 baht a year. You could buy her own crap, and then take it with you if she wants to leave. But stuff is not expensive to buy.
But they're still going to. Are they still going to put in like the refrigerator and that stuff? Or are you going to put that in?
No, we're not. The only thing I want them to put in was the hot water heater and the air condition.
Right.
No, we could have put another air condition in the. We only had one in the living room.
I'm a maniac with air conditioning. I would have put it in.
It's such a small space. I don't even know.
It does look small, yeah.
But I think there's going to be because the temperature's pretty good in that area. We put in a couple of wall-mounted fans to try to move air through the house. But we'll see. You can go to the Home Pro and buy a unit. I think that's like 12 to 15,000 baht, and they'll come install it for free. Yeah. So, I mean, if we want to do that later on, then we'll just do it. But I didn't want her to add.
You'll do it, and it'll be in the next day. You'll go. They'll do it in one day, and boom, and you're done. That's probably a better idea anyway. But I mean, it's a no-brainer.
We can buy the big portable stand-up unit that she can push around the house too if she needs to have.
I got one right here. That's the one that I put in the tent.
Does it work good?
Yeah, and it's only 6,000 BTUs, a half a ton. And I got the smallest one that I could because I run it off that 800 watt generator. It runs that air conditioner. Yeah, it's amazing. And that's why I bought it. Because I know I'm too old and I have to have air conditioning. If I can go camping,
I wasn't going to say anything.
I bought, and it wasn't bad. I want to say even the 1-ton units were like, what, 8,000 baht or 10,000 baht or something, $200-300. Yeah. If I remember right, and they aren't bad. The only thing is you got to have a hose off of them to get rid of the the air off of the condenser and stuff. Yeah, and blow it outside, or you just cooling and heating the same air.
You're an AC guy. You almost forgot about that stuff now.
Yeah. But this one here, because that tent that I did have, it was made for an air conditioner, believe it or not, and I bought it off of Lazada, and you could put it over. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello, Santa.
How are you? I'm going to come visit. Maybe in a week or so. Yeah, come visit.
Okay. Bring my present to Santa.
I will, of course.
Okay.
I will.
Have you been a good girl?
I have.
Yeah, I just cleaned the house.
Oh, that's very good girl.
Good. How are you doing, Paige? Yeah. How's life? Life's good, right? Life's always good.
It's good. Keep moving.
You guys are going to be traveling again. All right.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
You're
lucky. You're a lucky man. She's a good one, man. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah,
Let's
she
see.
puts up
Ralph
things.
says, I remember Joe when he was foreigner to be when Kevin in Paradise introduced him in a video. Well, he'd seen him before me then, because I don't remember that.
I
Let's
think it was
see.
always Foreigner Joe.
Yeah, I think it was too. Having tortilla chips with avocado. Now, don't talk about Mexican food. You're killing me. Chuck does it whenever he goes, and he's got to go to Mexican restaurants and on the food and the tacos and tostadas and burritos. And I still jonesing. I'm jonesing right now for Mexican food, and I don't need it. I got to lose. I'm going to have the
Hey,
knees replaced.
we found a pretty good place in Patia that was good. I don't know. It's like the Taco Hut or something. I don't know. Vince and Mitch took me there.
There's a
Vince,
couple of them there.
yeah, and it was really, it was good. It was almost pretty much the only thing I didn't care for was the sauce. It was a little
Yeah,
too sweet, but everything
sweet.
else was good.
I was surprised. Tom took me to Route 66. I don't know if you went there when you were there.
No, I didn't have a chance.
They have Mexican food, and I had fajitas and nachos as good as in pretty much any decent place in the United States. It was it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
But I'm always looking. I still don't think. I've went to the couple places that said that they're Mexican restaurants here in Thailand, and I mean here in Surin. No. But and Dace and Adapuki.
It's hard to find something that resembles home, because like in South Texas we have Tex-Mex. It's kind of its own kind of flavor, When you go into San Diego, it's something similar too, but
Right.
if you go deep into Mexico City, to me the food's plain. They don't
Yeah.
really use a lot of cheese and stuff really in Mexico.
Because it's expensive too. The cheeses are
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
But every time, and you maybe I'm just a weirdo, but ever since I was a kid, from my first wife, okay, Tortilla Inn was the Mexican restaurant that her parents went to, and we went to. Whenever I moved, we always found one Mexican restaurant, and that was the place we went to every week or whatever. Even when I was up in the High Sierras, where my house, where my nephew is, there's a Mexican restaurant over in Oakhurst, and that's where we went for 18 years, to that same place. And I don't know, like I said, growing up Italian's probably my second choice in food, man. Mexican food's my top choice.
Well, speaking of food, I'm cooking a stew today, so I gotta put the meat on the pot so I can stew for a few hours. We're having a birthday party today.
Oh, that's right. Happy birthday for you pretty soon.
Thank you.
Or is it
My mom bought me an ice cream cake, and I decided to put it in the beer cooler, and ended up on the bottom of the cooler. So I got to go buy another cake.
Oh no!
I don't know what the hell. Obviously, I wasn't thinking. So we got to.
Tommy J said it was the taco house.
Yeah.
So you got to go. Is what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So,
I got to go put I got to go chop up the meat.
It's been 3 hours, so I think I'm gonna probably 3-hour live streams is long enough for me. Thanks for coming on, Chuck. I appreciate it.
Hey,
As
are you
always,
going to make
good
it to the Thanksgiving deal, or?
I don't know. They didn't invite me, but I might try. I got to see. When it's going to be actually on Thanksgiving this year.
I think you just need to contact Joe. I don't see that there's going to be a problem, but
I will. I will
contact Joe and see.
And I'll ask my wife, and maybe if I don't bring my wife, maybe she'll actually go someplace with me. You never know.
I'm sure it's going to be at probably Joe's house. I don't know where it's going to be. Most likely in Joe's front area.
Here.
So.
Yeah, he's got a perfect place for it. I will I'll talk to him and see, and then maybe I will talk to my wife. I'd like to. It'll be fun. Last time I got bumped by somebody on a 4th of July gig years ago, when the pandemic was there. Joe said, "Well, I probably shouldn't have a bunch of people." I said, "No, I understand." And then the next time I went was the time that he interviewed me.
I'm sure he probably regrets that. So the decision.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, maybe. But such good people, man. Joe's a special guy too. I mean, he's a one of a kind.
We're all special, Dave. We're all special.
I guess so. Are we special needs or we're just special people?
Yeah,
maybe a little of both. All right,
fellas.
guys.
Thanks for allowing me to come onto your chat.
You're welcome anytime. You know that, always. And I'll be in touch, and maybe I'll blow out for a one night thing, and then maybe even if Daz comes towards the end of October, I'll come out for another day. It's only 4.5 hours, I think, 4.5 or 5 hours. And on the Forza, where's my wife? Maybe less, maybe like 4 hours, 3.5.
Yeah.
If I can do 140 kilometers. But thanks everybody for watching, and I think I'll probably end this live stream. I have to go over and I have to say this, and Richard has popped on here a couple of times in the past 2 or 3 weeks. Richard from Richard Travel.
Really?
And said hi. So he's the one. I don't know if you ever watched my live stream, but the intro and the outro, Richard did those to me for nothing. So I like to give him a little plug, and hopefully he'll come back around someday.
Richard says his mom's enjoying our little series of with my mom here. So
cool. I bet she is. So with that, I will cue up the outro here somewhere and say thanks everybody for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Okay, we'll see you guys soon.
Bye all. Have a great Sunday.